Welcome to the PP Show, where the D-Gens come to have discussions. Here at the PP Show, everyone has a voice, no matter how long you've traded in the markets. We love all opinions at the PP Show, and we hope you do too. Always remember this show is mainly comprised of opinion, speculation, and entertainment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, you dildo enthusiasts. God bless Teddy and G-Merica. One last thing, always remember, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy whiskey.
What's going on, man? Welcome to the fucking show tonight, man. Had to get my fanciest clothes I could find out of the closet for tonight. Wow, man. Super fucking excited. Not only do we have Kevin Malone joining us tonight, we also have Pulte, man. Give me 1 second here just to fix a few things, fellas. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. We should be good. How are you guys fucking doing tonight, man? It's great to see you guys. Looks like we do have some people that are joining backstage. I think Pulte, not Pulte, he shared tweeted a link, I guess, and it's getting quite a bit of people backstage here. So we're looking forward to having Kevin Malone and also Pulte with us tonight, man. Just wanted to shout out to the newest members that we have on the PP Show. Appreciate the love, fellas. We also just got a tip here from MB Chrono. You clean up nicely. Appreciate it, man. Sam I am with the $2. We came a long way, LFG. Right on, man. Keep in mind whenever we do the show, if you guys do plan to donate while Kevin Malone and also Pulte are on the screen, keep in mind we will be waiting to call out those tips there for you guys until after they conclude, man. All right. Shitload of tips coming in, man. Love the love. Elling 25 with the 25 knock. Good luck today from me and my friend Shugma Balls. Right on, man. Ryan with the $5. First date, kind of nervous. Yeah, man. Right on. So welcome to the show, man. If some of you guys are tuning in, this is the PP Show. We love talking about Bed Bath & Beyond. And tonight we will be having Kevin Malone and also Pulte on the show. We'll be talking and asking just a couple things, just a couple questions about the stock or pertaining to that. Yeah, man, welcome to the show. Sorry, there's a lot of people joining backstage right now, and we are just trying to clear some people out. If you guys are here backstage, keep in mind this isn't where you watch. You do want to tune in from the YouTube, man. So that's how you guys will be able to get there. So keep in mind, man, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor. Please seek the avenues to do so, man. A lot of this is speculation. A lot of this is opinion. And a whole bunch of it, man, is entertainment if you haven't guessed it already. We like getting together, talking about the stock, and that's really all there is to it, man. Keep in mind, any guests that come onto the show, man, nobody here is a professional. We like just getting together, talking about the stock, and there's really that's really all there is to it, man. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the show tonight. We will be having on some guests as well. We will be limiting the amount of guests that actually are on screen, for instance. So really, we're just going to have a couple of the best guys we have for the PP Show on the show tonight. Obviously when Bill is here and also Kevin. So keep that in mind. Any other guests that want to come on after, we will open it up. We will send links in the chat for you guys to come on. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start the show, man. Chat, please give a warm fucking welcome, man, to ABC. Chat, welcome ABC.
Welcome to the PP Show.
ABC, man, good to fucking see you, man. You're looking real spiffy tonight, man.
I'm good. You too, brother. What's up, man?
Hey, man, dressed to impress, man, you know?
That's it. How you doing? Good day?
Good. Yeah, good, man. You know, just a busy day, reading some stuff today. And yeah, just caught me by surprise. Tonight we were just going to have Kevin on, and turns out we're also getting Bill on the show too, man. So absolutely, I'm hyped. Super excited to ask some questions tonight. So it will be super interesting, man, to see. So, but yeah, man, great to see you. Let me go ahead and pull in the rest of our guests here. Give me just a moment here. Chat, please give a warm welcome, man, to Michael. Michael, great to see you, man. Welcome to the show tonight, man. Seems like you're muted there. Are you good? Yeah, we have so many people joining backstage. It's crazy.
It's going to block Pulte from showing up, too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we'll just have to yeah, we can hear you, Michael. We'll just have to kick them out as he comes in. Yeah, the issue is that the restream link was shared, so everybody is joining it thinking they're coming to the show, but really they're coming backstage. So yeah.
Real quick,
yeah.
If anyone can put eyes on docket 1531, that might be the docket we've been waiting for this entire time.
1531. Yeah, I'm excited to get into it tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, man, while we're just kind of sitting back, waiting. And we're going to bring in our next guest here in just a moment. Tell us a little bit about it, Michael.
I mean, I haven't read through the whole thing yet, but I mean, it's I don't know if it's the sale. I mean, it seems like it's the sale of everything.
You're talking about Harmon, right?
Oh, is that what?
1531, baby. Wow, we broke a new PP record, man. 1,000 fucking viewers, man, already. Holy shit. God damn, man, that's nuts. All right, yeah, a ton of people are joining right now. Let's go ahead and pull in real quick while you're looking for that. Let's pull in our guys that we're going to have on the screen for now. So give me just a moment here. We'll just go ahead and pull these guys in at once. Chat, please give a warm fucking welcome, man, to Citizen, Plur, Carter, and also Travis. Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you guys.
What's up, boys?
All right.
Good to see you too. I've got my notebook ready. Got some professional questions on hand whenever I'm available to give them. And it's
excellent.
Just a really, really historic day for the PP show. It's so cool.
Excellent. Yeah, there's hundreds of people trying to join at once backstage, man. We're just trying to boot them out one by one. It's a fucking mess, man. All right, give me 1 second. Let's anyone who's joining backstage, man, if you guys are if you don't mind watching the show on YouTube, we need to keep this lane open, man, for Pulte, man. All right, so that's very important, guys. All right. Real quick, let's go ahead and bring in Travis, man. Chat, please give a warm welcome to Travis the Stripper. Travis, what's going on, man? Good to fucking see you tonight.
Good to see you. Good evening. I wasn't sure if I needed to go change. Unfortunately, I just got home 2 minutes ago, and I was like, I'm going to be late. And probably one of the biggest shows of the year. So
yeah, no, you're good, man. We just have tons of people joining backstage. I mean, this is like nuts, man. Like every second, we're kicking someone out. Give me 1 second. So Chriso and Jim, man, this is backstage. Please use the normal YouTube, man, if you want to come on. We did just get Kevin Malone. All right, there we go. Kevin's backstage. We just are looking for Pulte at this point so that we can yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people joining here backstage. So just give us just a moment here.
This is crazy, PB.
This is nuts, man. Yeah, I mean, you got everyone, whoever follows Bill on Twitter, man, is trying to join this link right now. Luckily, like I said, we do have Kevin back there, so we'll wait just a moment.
1,329.
Good God, man, that's nuts. Holy cow. All right, so give me just a moment here. So it looks like it slowed down a bit. Bill, if you're tuning in, try using the link. All right, there he is. I think that's him.
So what we could do, PP, is just leave whoever comes in, and that will stop it because there's a restriction number, right?
Right, yeah. Yes. We just need to make sure that we have the correct Pulte in here. So I think that's him. I have no idea if it is. So give me just a moment here. All right, so we do have Kevin here.
Pult's asking.
Just like Pulte said on his Twitter, you're getting X'd right now.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Oh, wait, no, we have the real one right there. There he is, man. Holy cow. All right, we got the real one back there. All right, let's start the show, man. All right, so before we go ahead, let's go ahead and welcome Kevin first, man, and then we did make Pulte his own intro, man, for the show. So, chat, please give a warm welcome, man, to Kevin Malone. Looks like we're lagging a little bit here, man. So let's just go ahead and pull him in. Chat, welcome Kevin. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, guys. How we doing there?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, awesome. We have Kevin with us today, and then let's go ahead and also welcome Pulte as well. Give me one moment here, fellas. Chat, please give a warm welcome, man. Sorry, we're just having a couple difficulties here. All right, chat, please give a warm welcome to Pulte, man. Chat, welcome Pulte.
What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, yes, we can. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm trying to jerry-rig this thing. I'm not in a good spot. So sorry, it's kind of screwed up here.
Sure.
It looks like it's like zoomed in on me weirdly, no?
Yeah, it does look like that a little bit, yeah.
Do you know why that is?
I'm not too sure. I think you can maybe try, if you go into your settings there, you might be able to flip the camera and then flip it, or maybe turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah, let's see.
We're about to break restream.
Yeah, whatever you do.
It's kind of crazy. It's like all zoomed in on me, kind of
weird. Yeah, it's a little bizarre. Wow. So we have.
You know, if I was some supermodel, you guys would be fine with it, but you got
No, that's all right, man. You look great. So welcome to the show, man. We've been trying to get you on for a long time, man. So we're happy to have you today, both you guys, man. So welcome to the show. So first things first, like I said, we do have Kevin and also Pulte with us as well. I did want to start with a couple questions, Pulte, if we can, and then we can move on with Kevin Malone as well. But first things first, man, how you doing, Bill?
I'm doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me. I've been trying to get on here for a while. Just saw the tweet today and got to do it. Do it. So.
Right on.
I've watched your show. I like your style.
Cool.
I can tell you're doing it for the right reasons. So that's awesome.
Right on. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, you know, I mean, this whole show is always about, you know, community and getting people to have a voice, right? So one of the main things we do is we bring on investors, we bring on people who, obviously we like talking about Bed Bath & Beyond, but we love bringing on people to discuss those kinds of topics. And you know, I think it kind of allows people to think differently, you know? I think we're getting some...
I don't think
that's actually Carter. Yeah, let me just turn down Carter there.
I think my whole thing figured out.
Yeah. So, you know, for instance, like the show has always been open format, right? We've always loved bringing people on, discussing stocks, you know, because everybody has varied opinions, things like that. So, you know, I think that's why so many people enjoy it and why it's grown so naturally. You know, we've only been doing the show for about a little over 7 months now, and the show's been doing fantastic. You know, a lot of people, a lot of great feedback, things like that. But it's interesting to know that you tune in, man. So this isn't your first time that you've perhaps watched the show.
No, because I kept having all these people saying, you got to go on the PP show. You got to go on the PP show.
Yeah.
What the hell is this thing? And then great on Reddit. You know, on Reddit, you never know what you're going to get. But I love the community that you guys have. And then, you know, full disclosure, the GME meltdown guys. I don't know if you're
we
familiar with
run into them all the time.
but they're a great contraindicator
Uh-huh.
for like they're see the thing that the GME meltdown people, in my opinion, don't understand is like that, like by focusing on destroying people, you know, when you do that, it kind of just weighs down your whole psychology and your whole ethos. And I think that, so I try to look at like what's the opposite of what they're trying to do. So if they're trying to destroy somebody, I'm trying to like look at, okay, well, what is that person building? What is that person constructing that's good?
Right.
And so they're almost like contraindicators. So then when I saw them like picking on you guys, so to speak, and I don't know if you know that, but they,
Yeah.
you know, like kind of guys.
Yeah, it's some pretty funny shit.
Yeah, it's great. Actually, they're pretty funny,
Mhm.
but you know, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, so I hear people keep telling me to go on the PP show, and then the GME meltdown. So that was like 2 out of 3, and then I checked out your show or whatever, and
you liked it.
Yeah. Well, these days you have to be so careful. I mean, it's especially being in my area of things where philanthropy, you know, we're doing philanthropy.
Yeah.
And, you know, money to people, you know, actually sending money to people, but there's so many scams out there and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm delighted to be here. So it looks like got a full crew.
Yeah, awesome. Excellent. Well, I did have a couple questions for you if you don't mind answering them. Now, again, if there's ever a question that you feel like you don't want to answer or anything like that,
you can ask whatever the hell you
want. All right, cool. So my first question is, what's up with Only the Young, man? I got to know what that's all about.
Well, part of it is Ryan Cohen.
Okay.
Part of it, you know, I think that it's really interesting. It's like, I think that we're at this inflection point where, like, you know, most of us here are young people, or at least young in spirit.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're at this inflection point where, like, Main Street is going to take over. And, you know, you hear that stupid term Main Street, but it's like the average investor, I feel like, is just like in the beginning stages, like the first inning, not even the first inning. And to me, it's like Cohen is like the first one who has really, of our generation, gone out there and is fighting, and I think is fighting for the right reasons. Yeah. And so, amongst other reasons, that's where Only the Young comes from. Is, you know, you've got a guy who's a billionaire, who's self-made. I don't understand why these people try to tear him down. I mean, I do kind of understand why they try to tear him down, but this guy's a billionaire, and he's fighting up against things that I think he's doing it for the right reasons. I really do. And I have some knowledge about, you know, what kind of guy he is off, you know, outside of business and stuff like that. And this guy's the real deal, in my opinion. Right. So it's kind of that. And, you know, as I said, I think we're in like the first inning of where all this is going. I mean, and Elon owning X, you know, Twitter is just, I mean, I don't even think they know the monster that they've created.
Yeah.
By giving platform.
No, I agree 100%. Cool. So my next question for you, Bill, is obviously you're aware of what's going on with Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm sure you read about it in the news and whatever it may be. Do you think that this company has a chance, for instance, of exiting Chapter 11 successfully? And when I say that, and again, this is just opinion, and you don't have to answer anything if you don't want to. Do you feel that, for instance, that shareholders, you know, given the situation, let's say there's a scenario where possibly it's Carl Icahn. We've been speculating for a long time that Carl Icahn and Ryan Cohen have taken interest in this stock, maybe doing something possibly via Sixth Street and other connections. Do you think that, well, let me ask you this first. Do you think that there could be a possibility that Carl Icahn or Ryan Cohen could be possibly interested in this company?
Well, Carl's interested in anything that makes him money. Yeah. But in 2016, you know, I had to turn around my family's company, which is $18 home builder. And some of you guys may see what's going on there right now. But I got the opportunity to know Carl through that, and he's ruthless, and he's still with it. I mean, he's incredibly sharp.
Yeah.
I think I talked to him about a year and a half ago or so, and I mean, this guy's actively looking at deals. He's actively engaged, and then obviously you saw his photo with Ryan Cohen. And when I talked to him like a year and a half ago, he was like actively still playing tennis and stuff. So I guess I do not have specific knowledge with regard to Bed Bath and Beyond. In fact, I thought about calling him and just saying,
"Yeah, get him on the phone, man."
Don't tell me anything, but knowing him, he wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
But he probably asked me how he could make money on it. So, so that's this is just my opinion,
right.
But who knows? If he thinks he can make money doing it, I wouldn't put it past him. Let's put it that way. I think it's probably more likely that, and I don't know anything, but I think it's probably more likely that keeping a close eye on everything.
Right.
But again, Carl can come out of nowhere. I mean, this guy's is amazing. He's still going.
Yeah, he's an incredible guy for sure. My next question for you, Bill, is do you have a position at all in Bed Bath & Beyond via shares or bonds?
I do not currently.
All right. And you're not under any kind of NDA or anything like that?
Not that I know of.
All right. Right on. No. Right on. Cool. I'll go ahead and let ABC jump in here a little bit. ABC, you got some questions here for Bill?
Hey, Bill, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for taking the time, my man.
Thank you.
I'm dumbfounded as to really what, I got so many questions, but I guess really what's your opinion on the state of the stock market right now? What do you think the biggest problem is? What do you see the challenge ahead? I know you're having a lot of difficulties with your home group and what's been going on there. What do you think needs to be fixed and fixed fast?
It's a great question. Is your name ABC, by the way?
For real?
Is that an or what?
What's that?
Is that an acronym for something or what?
It's just not doxing myself, my man, but
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So it's this whole conversation is kind of weird in a way because we're talking about Carl Icahn and Ryan Cohen, and that kind of also informs my view on kind of where things are at right now. I used to think that like Carl, when he was like on CNBC, would talk about executives and how how bad they are and how we need to upgrade our executive talent. And I don't know if you've ever heard his speech where he talks about how the CEO is like a fraternity. I've ever heard that one where he talks about it, but I'm living through a similar scenario right now where I actually do fundamentally believe that some of these executives can be big problems in these companies. And, it's one of the things where they make so much money that they start to believe their own shit. And I think that you see whether it's General Electric or you see some of these once great companies, these executives, they make so much money. And frankly, they do so very little to make all. And so I didn't really subscribe entirely to the Carl comments, but I knew that he believed it deep down. And I would say that I subscribe to it more than ever. And then seeing my experience and then seeing what Ryan Cohen is also saying, he's also talking about the executives and having to get good executives versus bad. And then, obviously he just got rid of his CEO. And then obviously you see like Bed Bath and Beyond, right? It's like, I don't know enough about, everything that happened with Bed Bath and Beyond.
Right.
I'd love for you guys to teach me about it. But, I'm sure there were some bad executives along the line or somebody got fat, happy and dumb and rich in that whole thing. Yeah. And so, to answer your question, my current view on it is like, how can we find great companies where people like Ryan Cohen, and I know he's got, GameStop right now, which I've been very impressed that they've been able to even like turn a profit and things like this, given the asset that he had. I mean, it's not like he took over some insurance business that's making 100 billion of EBITDA or something, right? Like he was taking something back from the grave in a certain way. And so that's what I'm really focused on right now. So I have a nice position in Twitter and X. So I invested in that deal just to support Elon, and because I believe that he's got, in my opinion, he might not have all the characteristics of Ryan Cohen, or might not have the exact same intentions, but generally speaking, I think that they're trying to build something. So I'm invested in that. I'm invested in somebody I'll probably be announcing soon. I'm invested in somebody who everybody here would know. I'm under NDA on that, so I can't say who that is, but and this guy's a world-class founder. You guys would all know him. I think he'll be worth $100 billion one day, this guy.
Wow.
So I'm those investments I'm trying to find those companies and those founders who have the right view of things and aren't corrupted. Because in my family situation, I was on the board of this company, and we turned this company around and did a great job. We got the stock price up and everything. And then I leave the board after my grandfather passed away, and we sold most of our shares. And the COO, the incoming COO, who's going to make, who makes millions and millions of dollars a year, was running these fake Twitter accounts with these fake identities to, harass.
I've been seeing you tweet about that. It's nuts.
It's absolutely insane. Yeah. It's insane. I mean, it's like, it's hard to believe that reality, but it is. And so it's like, okay, so if I discovered that and my name happens to be my grandfather founded the company, director of the company, okay, but for all of those things, how would I ever find out how corrupt some of these executives are? So you start to ask the question, what is really going on in these boardrooms? What is really going on in these executive suites?
Right.
That's why I think, like, it was kind of nice. It was kind of, I wouldn't say arrogant, but it was kind of arrogant of me to, doubt that Carl Icahn was onto something when he said that these executives are a big problem.
Yeah.
And
I guess the big problem is, sorry, Bill, go ahead.
I don't know if that answers your question, ABC, but
yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I guess I have one last question, and it has to do with the corruption and some of the things that you've experienced with your company and your family over time. There's been an awakening of some sort. We're seeing a lot of companies being attacked by the short position. And then there's obviously the issue of, naked shorting itself, which is an illegal activity. Do you find that we're at a tipping point where something such as perhaps Bed Bath & Beyond with GameStop or others that are in this so-called basket, do you think that we're at a tipping point now where we could literally, as a community, as investors, obviously it's our own personal investment, create a catalyst for change? Do you think, are we years away, or do you think we're at that pinnacle point now? Because obviously you've seen it in your company. We're seeing it in FINRA and different suits that are being filed. Do you think we're at that tipping point now where we can make catalytic change?
It's a great question. I think that we're one situation away from blowing the whole thing open. I think we got really close with GameStop. I think what happened with Robinhood and all these other things, and Citadel and all these guys shutting them down, they may have thwarted it for the meantime, but when this thing pops, it's going to be bigger than they ever thought. And they can delay it, but they can't stop the inevitable, in my opinion. And I think that, in terms of thinking about it in terms of time, I don't know what the time is, but it just takes one of these things to happen, and I think it will change the entire landscape. What's your guys' view on DRS?
So we support it, man. I mean, like we talk about it from time to time. People will come on in DRS, but a lot of us have varying opinions. Some of us do DRS. Some just like to keep our stocks in brokerages, things like that. So, we never try to push DRS or anything like that. Cause here, we always want people to be able to do whatever they want with their investment, whether that be DRS, sell, or day trade. We accept all all traders here at the PP Show. But yeah, man, I support DRS. I understand what it does. It does put the shares in your name, and it's very important, versus a brokerage where they can lend out your shares 100 times over. So I understand the importance of it, but here we never really try to push any DRS or anything like that. We support it. We just want all traders to kind of just do whatever they want, with their money. Whether you day trade it, great. If you want to hold it for 5 years in a brokerage, great. If you want a DRS in your name, fantastic. But that's pretty much how it works. People in the chat here are saying PP audio. Yeah, I don't know whose audio is leaking there. Oh, it was Kevin. All right. We'll have Kevin just turn down a little bit there. It's like your AC or something there, Kevin. But yeah, Bill, that's kind of how we approach things. I think that DRS is important, but we obviously want people to be able to make up their own decisions. And some people DRS, some people don't. So, but we understand the importance.
Bill, could you share your opinion on DRS? Just for
My opinion is that myself included, everybody should be open-minded with it, because we should not, in my opinion, we should not underestimate what executives and what some of the hedge funds and some of the certain actors on Wall Street the lengths that they will go to, especially if there is one ABC. And you I think pointed out well, which is like, okay, well, when is this all going to happen, or when is change actually going to happen? And I think the more that we can remove friction, and I don't know if DRS is friction, but we just need to I think we need to keep an open mind. And so I've gotten to know the process of DRSing, and I hear both sides of it. It is, these systems, they make archaic, whether it's DRS or otherwise, I think intentionally to make it more difficult. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's how I would answer it.
I think the biggest problem with most retail investors, especially in a situation like this, where one sudden announcement, one sudden catalyst can change the entire landscape, that we don't want to be caught in transition. Myself personally, as an investor, I believe in the companies that I'm investing in. I want to DRS because I'm for the long play, because I believe in RC and other CEOs that are really kind of like-minded in terms of ending this kind of crap that's going on in the market. But more my fear is, if I do it today and this catalyst happens within a couple of days, I'm stuck. I'm out of the loop, and I won't be able to obviously make a quick return. Obviously, I've got a long play in it, but I think that's a majority of our fear, is that the timing is everything with DRS. And myself being in Canada, it could take a couple weeks just for me to get a DRS position, have my shares in my name. And it's like, if I do that now, I could miss out on a boat, so to speak. Although I do have the idea that, relatively soon, I'll probably, take a vast majority in DRS. But I think that's a general concern for most, is when do you do it? Because there's that transition period, because like you said, they've made it very difficult in order to get it done. On purpose.
There's a lot of money behind that. I mean,
yeah, of course. Yeah. I agree.
And I think also, if you look into who it is that's running, like who owns those companies or who they're affiliated with, it's kind of scary, at least for me. And so for me, I think that if someone in my fantasy world, I'd imagine like the X app, having a DRS system that one was fast. And, because I would much rather trust Elon Musk rather than, I don't know what's going on in Australia and the people that own, AST or whatever. And
you mean you don't trust BlackRock?
Yeah, I just really don't. And but or through the GameStop app, if they also did some kind of, whether it's cryptographic or not, like some kind of DRS system, like I would love that. But as for right now, just there's a lot of ways that they can, like the stocks, they follow momentum. And so, they can kill momentum by a lot of different ways. And one is you for weeks, like AST was down or computer share was down and all this stuff. And so they can delay momentum and kill momentum when they want to kill it. And I just kind of want to know, I want to invest in a person I trust rather than just, hopefully this is a thing, hopefully DRS is a thing.
Yeah, DRS is great, man. You're taking the shares and they're going in your name. Real quick, we do have, so Kaz actually set this up, man, because he's the one who tweeted you, man. So he was dying, man. He's texting me like crazy. PP, call me. So we're going to give Kaz a call real quick. He wants to say something to Bill here. So why don't we give him a call on the phone here?
I love that guy's enthusiasm. I love
me too,
energy.
man. We love him here. Let's hope he answers, man.
Hello.
Kaz, you're on the PP show, man. We have Bill here with us.
I know. I'm watching on YouTube. I tried to join the room, but it says full.
Oh,
of course,
okay.
it's going to be full. I mean, you have Bill Pulte, the young is in there, so everybody's going to try to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sure he cannot hear me, but Bill, you are amazing. I love you, my brother. You're doing great. I love following you, and you are the best.
You're the best.
One thing
He says you're the best, Kaz.
Say it again.
He says you're the best.
No, I cannot be at his level, but he's great.
All right.
Well, I love his
what
energy.
I'm gonna say right
even
here,
though he gets
guys,
a lot of
everybody
shit for
watching, once you make the money,
He says he
you gotta
loves your
invest-
energy even though you get a lot of shit for it, Kaz.
Say it again.
He says he loves your energy even though you get a lot of shit for it.
Yeah. So everybody who makes money, you gotta buy shares in Pulte Group and keep some in Bed Bath and Beyond.
All right, right on. You heard it from
Thanks,
Kaz,
brother.
man.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Pulte.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right, you
I
heard it from
respect
Kaz.
that guy. You know, he's out there hustling.
He is, yeah. He's a good dude. You know, he's really, always kind of dug deep into this Bed Bath stuff. You know, visiting warehouses at one point, stuff like that. You know, really like the reporter type. You know, to dig down to the truth of what's going on with the stock. So, yeah. All right, cool. So we do have Carter here with us. He wanted to ask a question to Bill.
Sure.
Carter, go ahead, man.
Bill, I just want to say thank you for being on here with us. There's over 1,000 people here that are just like so excited to see you here. Thank you for popping into our space that we were having for GME earnings in March too. That was a surprise. That was really cool. So I just wanted to say thank you. My question is, what are your thoughts on Teddy, and what do you think RC is trying to do with it?
It's an excellent question.
He's up to something.
He has to be, right? International trademarks. Like, what's going on, man?
He's not a dummy.
No, he's not.
What
do you think, though?
Something. I don't know what he's up to, but I think he's up to something.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could have, he could be doing a lot of other things. He could be focused on a lot of other companies. Could be focused on a lot of different projects. And the fact that I just love his consistency. You know, you're going to get with this guy, and it's kind of a breath of fresh air. Like getting back to our talk that ABC and I were having is like, these executives, you can't count on them at all. I mean, they would sell out their mom in 2 seconds. And with RC, whether it's his relationship with his dad or whatever, it's like you just get the sense that this is like somebody who's going to actually fulfill what he says he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. I actually had a question to build off of that from Carter's. And in terms of like Teddy, you say that he's a very smart man. You know, obviously he's not a dummy. Why, I guess with your own opinion, with him not being a dummy, why would he come into Bed Bath & Beyond, for a short period of time, buy a stake in it, and then immediately proceed to sell, while at the same time having a standstill with the company? Do you think that he does have a little bit more interest than maybe the media or anyone else is leading on to believe?
Well, I think that he probably is very interested in the situation, obviously, because he took a position, and I think he's still interested based on that's just my own opinion.
Sure.
But I think that we don't really know, because of the way that these public securities are, is you don't really know what has transpired between Ryan and his team and the board.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really know, how everything went down. And you wish that you could, but these boards, they can be so opaque, and there can be so much backstabbing, and there can be so many games, and there can be so many, corrupt promises between people that we don't exactly know why Ryan has done what he's done. But I would bet, if I was a betting man, which I guess we all kind of are betting men, I would bet that he played it as well as he could, and he's playing this as well as he could. And there are just some things that are out of his control.
Mm-hmm.
There's something, I don't know what it was, but there's something that caused him to behave the way that he's behaved with the situation. And, they're not going to put that in an SEC filing. He's not going to go on CNBC and talk about it. And he probably legally can't anyway. So it's just one of those things where I think you either trust them or you don't.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Kevin, what do you think about it?
I think Ryan got told to just leave
Mm-hmm.
Bed Bath & Beyond. He's invested in it. He gave him the same speech he gave to GameStop. Like, you go with my plan or you go bankrupt. So he bought the calls way out of the money.
Mm-hmm.
If they took his plan, moneymaker. And then 6 months later, I know how hard that guy works. They speculation told him they weren't going to go with his plan. They didn't care. They didn't want his advice
Mm-hmm.
or him on the board, and he sold his shares.
I think it's interesting that,
or he just didn't want to play the politics. I think Kevin's right. Or he just didn't want to play the politics
right
in the boardroom. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have the votes in these boardrooms, it's like these boardrooms, because I was on one, and I'm not saying the board I was on was like this.
Mm-hmm.
At least, not going to comment on that. So I'll just make a general observation. It's like these boardrooms can be like prisons, and if you don't have the right board composition, Ryan might have been like, fuck this. I don't need this shit in my life,
right. Yeah. And the thing is, though, is that he sold, but he still had a standstill with the company. So it was interesting that especially the cooperation agreement, it ended in March of this year. And then 1 month later, we proceed to go through Chapter 11 bankruptcy, where they are dealing with the debt. And they were able to raise the debt down from nearly $5 billion down to what? A little under $2 billion now. Is that right, ABC?
It's about 1.2.
You're muted, ABC.
Actually,
1.2.
filing said 1.8.
Okay, 1.8. So if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, them going through the Chapter 11, to deal with the debt. But the Ryan, being involved has definitely been very interesting. Plur, did you want to say something there?
You muted me.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Plur. My apologies.
Hello, Mr. Pulte. Name's Plur.
Call
Huge
me Bill.
fan of yours. What I wanted to say is because you mentioned the boardroom and RC not wanting to mess around with that politics, because Shelley Lombard, she's still on the board. She's one of RC's picks, and then there was two of RC picks that were on the board prior to her, and one was Ben Rosenwig, the other one I apologize for forgetting the name while I'm talking to you right now, but when the two left, they left on good terms. So with them leaving on good terms, is it possible that got it? I just want to see what your thoughts were on that. Thank you.
I don't know. We just I guess what I'm trying to say is we don't know,
Yeah.
And I don't know. And full disclosure, I do not know, but Ryan and I share the same attorney. And it's a very well-known shareholder activist attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Two gentlemen, two attorneys. We have the same attorneys, and these guys are pros. These attorneys are pros. So again, I can't say what it is because I don't know, but I'm sure he ran down every which way and ultimately came to the conclusion that he needed to behave that way.
All right, excellent. Travis, do you have anything that you'd like to ask Bill here?
Oh man,
and Fleur, you're looking good. I like the suit. Look sharp.
Bill watches the show, man.
I know. So here I am wanting to be my regular self. Everybody's being proper, and I'm
You've seen all of it, man.
I gotta be real. I gotta be real. So, Bill, thanks for joining. It's an honor to have you on. Just want to say I absolutely love your philanthropy work. If things work out for us, I have the same types of intentions and just want to do better for the community around me. My questions are going to be mostly on some of the Twitter space and things that you've done. We've seen some of the memes and everything else out there. We've seen the trolling that you did on the Meltdown sub, which was absolutely fantastic, by the way. I absolutely loved it. But,
it was beautiful.
Yes. Just want to
Those guys are so easy because they traffic and hate.
Yeah.
I was laughing through most of the. I want to call it trolling, but I don't know if you're really trolling or just trying to have a good time with them.
No, I was definitely trolling.
But my question is going to be on the Twitter space and stuff like that. You've seen the memes of like Star Wars. You're in pictures with, RC, Holly Etlin, and icon, everybody, and you're liking these. I think you've shared a few or even retweeted some of them. What are your thoughts on some of those, or why are you retweeting some of those just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun, and it's going to be people like all of us on this call who are going to, like, to ABC's point, it just takes one of these things. So it's like, I'm just trying to do my part, and yeah, it doesn't even have to be me in the memes. I mean, I share them with Ryan all the time.
Yeah, we see that.
Ryan's the guy, I'm just a supporting cast trying to get him to be bigger, better than ever. Because if he does it, then we're all going to do it. And I think the public market could look entirely different in 10 years and certainly in 20 or 30 years. I think the public market, the whole complexion of the market could be completely different.
If I could add on to that, I think like I've seen things go through a cycle of like people making money by tearing things down and then people making, building things back up. And, as of right now, I mean, we see how much I feel like we're coming out of that cycle where we see the effects of people having torn down so much. And right now it seems like you and Ryan Cohen and Elon Musk are some of the main people they're in that building phase. And like, I don't know how we can better kind of support what you guys are doing, because I like where it's headed and I know it's like a big obstacle.
Yeah. So is the question just what can we all do?
Yeah, I mean,
we can just go nuts and we can just, retweet the shit out of stuff and like it and, tell the GME guys, hey, I actually have sympathy for these guys. I mean, they traffic and hate all day long. Mm-hmm. And I think we just lead with love, and we lead with, okay, Ryan's building a good business. I mean, that's what I believe. Ryan's spending his days working his ass off. He's saying he doesn't want people who are involved in his business who aren't working his ass off, right? So it's like, I think if we just stick with the values that make these companies good and expose the selfish, greedy intentions that, that corrupt all human beings, and we all do it together and, we all support each other. It's just, it's like time over pressure. It's like ABC's question, I think, was so good. It's like, well, what's the time? I don't know, but I know enough time and something's going to hit. So I know it's like small for me to be retweeting these tweets and liking these tweets and the memes and stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, even just the fact that we're here talking to each other and, there's 1,000 or 2,000 people, and these are important people that are listening to this. This is not, this is not just some generic stream, right? These are real investors. These are real people putting their real money up. And I don't think they should be underestimated.
We had a question from a user about Pulte Homes, if you don't mind answering that, Bill. What do you and Pulte Homes Group prioritize financially when building new homes versus the current market prices of homes in today's market?
Yeah, so it's a good question. First of all, I'm not with Pulte currently. Mm-hmm. I was pretty active in the 2016 turnaround. We had to get involved, get rid of a bad CEO. Unfortunately, we've got the bad CEO's right-hand guy is now the new CEO. So we're dealing with that situation. So I'm not currently with the business, but I would say just generally speaking. So for people who aren't familiar with me, so like, my name's Bill, last name's Pulte. My grandfather's name was also Bill, last name Pulte. And so he was kind of the pioneer of home building in the United States. He really was. And, it's not the sexiest thing in the entire world, but it's something that he was great at. And so I was very close with my grandfather. My grandpa had 14 kids, 25 grandchildren. I was the only one in the Pulte Homes business with my grandfather. And I did that starting in my early to mid 20s. So I was pretty young. I'm 35 now, but I spent a number of years doing that business with him. And that was an incredible relationship that I had with my grandfather. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but he taught me a lot about, construction and building homes in particular. And I think it's a good question. I think that the bigger issue with homes and homes affordability in the country is that you really have these onerous local building codes that are actually keeping these prices high. And what I mean by that is, like in Japan, you have what's called the universal building codes. You have basically they nationalized the regulatory system around construction. And so here in the United States, and the person's question was, well, how do you build not cheaper homes, but how do you build homes that can maybe be more affordable? And I think that the action, somebody says 14 kids, guy just worked and fucked all day. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
That chat's fucking nuts,
chat.
man.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. People used to give my grandfather a lot of shit for that. They say, how the hell did you do that? Now, in fairness, 9 of the kids were biological, 5 weren't. But still, 9 kids in 12 years, that was, there was a lot going on there.
Right.
And she had a couple of miscarriages. So if you think about it, that was quite a lot of babies. But anyway, what were we saying? So
affordable homes.
Yes, affordable
I
homes.
just, it's not every day you look in the chat and there's somebody's talking about your grandpa fucking somebody.
Yeah.
But,
welcome to the PP Show, man. There you have it.
The PP Show, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so anyway, so about the homes. Yeah. The building codes, the building codes are really what's prohibitive for cost. So I think a lot of these builders can actually build stuff, for a pretty good value. But the big problem is these building codes, and the not in my backyard and all those other things. I respect them, but at some point, if there's a little turtle or if there's a little bird or something like that, sometimes those turtles or birds need to be moved, and you need to put new homes in there if you want places for human beings to live.
Right. Plur, you had a question for Bill?
Yeah, thank you very much. Bill, love your Twitter. I love the tweets where pretty much everything you stand for is to protect animals and children at all costs. Yeah, like that one tweet with the lady holding on to the duck by the boat. It says everyone deserves an animal. You also have that tweet of your son in the walker wearing blue, the number 3 on his jersey. You also have him sleeping in the car seat wearing blue. And then you also have you replying to PP seats wearing blue and some fly jacket and some sunglasses, smoking a cigar, and you say, essentially, And
oh
then
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask Bill too. You go ahead, Plur.
And then, well, you could ask that because
I can't answer that. Not now.
Okay, got it.
6 months I can answer that.
All right, there you have it, man. That's all we need to hear. All right,
but it's funny because you mentioned founders, and the thing that's great about founders that you've taught me, Bill, is essentially they create things or they die, and it's so hard in this GDP environment. And it's also awesome that I learned from you in your writing that you weren't born into or you didn't even receive a penny until after you're already successful. So you kind of made on your own.
Yeah,
so
I made $100 million, and then I inherited 15 million from my grandfather. But I didn't get the 15 million until I'd made the 100 million. And interestingly, he didn't leave anybody else in the family, if you can believe it, except for his widow, money. Wow. Kind of crazy.
So whenever I have the opportunity to meet like leaders like you, I always think, like what's your top 3? And like RC's a founder, as you've mentioned, and he says, it's all about customer delight, which your grandfather Bill used to say.
Yeah, all the time. In fact, I tried to when I was on the board, and I can say this, I was trying to get the CEO, who's the current CEO, to focus on customer delight, because he had something about consumer inspired or something. Nobody knows what the hell consumer inspired means. You got to delight the customer.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know the difference between a delighted customer and a satisfied customer?
I would like to know.
Let's hear it.
Satisfied customer, you provide them a service and you say to them, hey, how was that? And they say, oh, that was pretty good. I actually really liked it. A delighted customer will then go and be a sales rep to all of his friends and family members and say, that was a hell of a meal. You got to go down to that restaurant. You got to check out that restaurant. You got to go try that product. That's a delighted customer. And that's the difference between a satisfied customer and a delighted customer. And so that was one of the many things, but it's a very big thing, that when I heard Ryan Cohen say that for the first time, I was like, this guy fucking gets it. Like, this guy's the real fucking deal. And unlike my grandfather, who was amazing, I got to know my grandfather when he was I knew my grandfather when he was, when I was really young, but I'm saying I really got to start working with him in business when he was like 70, when he turned 70-ish. And Cohen knew this stuff at a very young age. So, you know, that's why I have tremendous respect for whatever his dad did with him, because for him to know all this stuff at a young age and then build Chewy, and, you know, people say that he didn't do anything with Chewy or that he like wasn't responsible. It's like, I don't believe that at all. I mean, and the fact that he talks about customer delight, and then they send this stuff to people who, you know, it's their birthdays or something like that, and then they get some kind of discounts or whatever it is. You guys would know better than me, but like, this guy gets it, you know?
Right.
I just
They
can't
send-
wait to see
they
what he
send
does
you
with
flowers
GME
when
next.
your dog
Yeah.
passes away.
Yeah.
And then in terms of customer delight, someone else that's interesting that has worked in the past with RC goes by the name Larry Chang, Harvard, you know, football star. He became successful at a really early age, and like his volition top 3 for CEOs essentially was like number 1, strategy and customer delight. Number 2, hiring as well as retaining, maintaining talent. And then number 3, gaining capital and the allocation of that capital through external and internal means, which I think if I was a CEO and I got that kind of guidance, that would be great. And he's considered a founder. And he said just recently, he's spoken with a wise founder within the last month, is for about 8 hours, where they're able to go back and forth and talk about things to the inside. Have you yourself recently may have had the opportunity to talk for 8 hours? This has nothing to do with what I stated, but
no, the answer is the answer is no. I would talk to him. I've actually thought about reaching out to him, but yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
I bet Ryan Cohen's watching this right now. I don't know that, but I bet he
I'm
is.
sure he is, man. I'm sure he is. It's an enjoyable show, man. You know,
he watches more than you think.
Oh yeah.
I
wow.
think so. I mean, not the PP show. I can't say whether that, but
everything in general.
This guy's watching.
Yeah. Right.
And then
yeah, go ahead, Blair. And then I got a question for Bill here.
Okay, this is the last. Well, I got 2, but this one will be kind of short. Speaking of coincidences, it turns out that I love cows, Bill. I really love cows, and I have some DD that's tied to RC, and is like, give me liver, give me death, COVID like tweet. And the thing I love about it is it shows like in art, when an artist puts something out, such as Ryan Cohen, you could interpret it in like so many different ways. And on top of it, you don't even know who the true audience truly was for him when he did that. And it goes to show like his side of like to protect animals and children at all costs. But at the same time, as he said in his GME DD interview, he has kind of a dark side to him. And it's kind of interesting in that tweet that you said to him, you look good, bro. In reference to he was on top of a cow on May 15th. I think it was May 25th, actually, 2023. And it's kind of interesting because you told him he's looking good, which he does. He looks really freaking good. But the thing I found interesting about it is the timing. And the timing of him riding the cow was just a week or 2 after Gary Gensler's SEC lesson from a Larry Cow, May 15th, 2023. And essentially where Gary Gensler talks about, the Swiss cheese model, near, middle, far, deep threats in the financial system. Is there potential that RC and the cow potentially represents him as that tipping point to Gary Gensler at that SEC speech?
I don't know.
All right, that's there you go. Kevin's gonna go ahead and ask this real quick. But real quick, I just needed to ask this because I am curious. Then Kevin, please feel free to. Bill, when did you discover that you liked doing the philanthropy thing? I am curious if there was maybe a certain moment in your life that you discovered you enjoyed doing it. Just wanted that question, and then we'll move on to Kevin asking you something too.
So I had made this money, and just for everybody's background, I made most of my money in heating and air conditioning, of all things, believe it or not.
Wow.
And so I have bought over 20 air conditioning companies in the past now 10 years. I currently own 15 air conditioning companies. That's where I make most of my money. And I had a big liquidity event in 2016 where I sold two of my main air conditioning assets, and that's really where I made a ton of money, more money than I ever thought that I would make. And so, you know, here I am with all this money, and you know, don't get me wrong, because my grandfather and my dad's also been very successful in his own right. He's a different type of home builder than my grandfather is. You know, I lived a good life, but I came into this, you know, significant amount of resources after selling this to. So I sold these two companies to a multi-billion-dollar private equity fund, and I got more money, as I said, than I even knew what to do with. I think I was 27 years old at the time. And so I was doing, you know, the usual things. I was, you know, buying, you know, private jet flights. I got married. I had a great wedding. It was amazing. I'm a helicopter pilot, so I was flying, you know, helicopters like nobody's business. And, you know, for once I could finally, you know, afford to do it, you know, and in a way that that I wanted to do it. But so all those things were amazing. But what I quickly realized was, like, especially around the time I had my first daughter, and I have 3 young kids, is I was like, okay, this is great to have money and stuff. But one of the things I always liked about my grandfather was, and I always thought it was just because he was a Depression era boy, that he was cheap and frugal and those kind of things. Like, he's like, you know, and I could tell you stories about this, like, you know, like this is like a Diet Coke, and it's like he would buy the small Diet Coke because he could keep refilling it, right? So he was like one of those kind of Depression era boys. So I thought that, like, that's why he did it. And he would always say to me, like, you know, charity is as much of a gift for the person as it is for you, and it probably is more of a charity for yourself. It probably helps you more than anything. And I was kind of like, you know, I mean, it kind of made sense, but not really. And then so I got this money, and I was doing those things, and so I just started giving away some of my money, and I really enjoyed it. And it was one of those things where it was like, you know, when you take care of other people, you're actually helping yourself, and I fundamentally believe that. And I have no problem saying it. Like, I help other people to help myself. Like, I selfishly am willing to do it. I'm like not sitting here saying, oh, you know, look at me, you know, I'm helping, you know, these different people and stuff. But it's genuinely because I really enjoy it, and it gets me really to, I don't know, I just feel really good. I feel selfless. I feel like I take all my problems and focus on
It's
somebody
godly.
else's and everything.
It's godly to help others, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, we talked about the GME meltdown people. I mean, you know, they traffic and hate, and so I try as much as I can. You know, obviously, I'm a flawed human being like anybody else, but you know, to traffic in charity and stuff like that. So I put out this tweet, and I was like, hey, you know, and I had, like, I don't know, 30,000 followers at the time or something, which was a lot, you know, and I never thought I'd have 30,000 followers. So I was like, okay, like, let me put out, like, that I'm going to give $10,000 to a charity that would use this money, you know. And so I tweeted something out, and the damn tweet just went absolutely insane. Like, it got like 5,000 or 6,000 likes, which at the time was like, you know, 5,000 or 6,000 likes. That's a lot of people, you know?
Yeah. And
especially on Twitter. And, because it's one of those platforms where, like, a lot of people see it, but they don't always like tweets. So anyway, so I was like, wow, something's on this. And so then I started posting GoFundMe's for these different veterans. Like, I would post, like there was this one veteran, and, like, he had these teeth problem. And I didn't realize it, how many Americans and how many people have problems with their teeth. And I don't know if you guys know that, but, you know, some people don't have teeth. I mean, it's a very common thing in the United States, and people's teeth degrade, and they don't see dentists, and, you know, who knows what else happens. And it's not just drugs, and especially the veterans. You know, the veterans, you know, some of these guys get polluted on some of these ships and everything. So I started posting these GoFundMe's for these different veterans, and these guys, they started getting, like, new teeth because I was just tweeting out these links. And I was like, wow, okay, so I can tweet. You're saying I can tweet out this shit, basically do very little work, and, you know, yeah, I'm putting in significant money to grow this, but it's like, that's pretty sweet, you know?
Right.
And so then I started posting different GoFundMe's, like, that I would find. And this is one of the things that bothers me a lot about this kind of executive situation that I'm dealing with. And one day we'll get past it, but is that I haven't been posting a lot of GoFundMe's lately, but I will. And I'm going to start getting back more into that here soon. But I was posting these GoFundMe's for these different families who either lost their home in a fire. I mean, they're so many examples of these different GoFundMes I was posting, and these things would just go viral, and so they would fill up, and we'd raise $30,000-$40,000 and get them a new home and everything. And so anyway, it was pretty exciting stuff. Not to bore you with the philanthropy stuff.
No, we want to hear about it.
You can obviously tell that's what I'm really interested in day to day, and obviously I'm involved in these other things, but that's what's most exciting to me about X, is that I think that's going to take this whole thing to Twitter philanthropy, which I so-called invented, and I did. But I'll just mention one other thing is, so then we started getting momentum, and my follower count was growing, but not too much.
Sure.
And I was in Northern Michigan one night, and by the way, do you have a time frame? Because I don't mean to keep going here.
No, man. I was going to ask you if you're on the timer. You can hang out the whole show if you want tonight, man. Yeah.
No, I'll let you go in a minute. But
all right.
But so I'm sitting there at dinner, and I'm having I don't know, I'm ashamed to say it now, but a Bud Light, and I'm I was having a Bud Light, and or Coors Light, I don't know what it was, but I was sitting out looking over the river, and I was at dinner with my dad and my sister and stuff, and my wife, and I said, I'm going to tweet that if the president retweets me, I'll give away a car. So I type on Twitter, and we're sitting there, and I'm having this beer, and they're probably thinking, people who I'm with are thinking, what the fuck, whatever, you're writing this tweet. So I write out this tweet, and I said, if @RealDonaldTrump will retweet this tweet, I will give a veteran a brand new car. And I'm thinking, okay, I've gotten some traction lately, and my account's, been whatever viral. So anyway, finish the beer, finish the dinner, and go back to the cottage. And I was actually staying at my grandfather's cottage because he had just passed away. It was totally weird, a whole weird thing. Because I had the idea to give away money on my grandfather's patio at my grandfather's cottage. I now have my own cottage, but it was just weird that it was there right after he passed away. Again, I know I'm giving too much, but so we go back to the cottage, and I'm on the patio, and I remembered I was having another beer, and I look down at my phone, and it says, and it has this photo that you recognize on Twitter, and it says, at Real Donald Trump with the blue check mark retweeted your tweet. And I go, holy shit.
That's big. Yeah, that's big.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if you remember, but especially when he was on Twitter, when he was the president of the United States, it's like he could change, things very quickly, being the president of the United States, retweeting it. And so all of a sudden, all the news outlets start calling and everything, saying, are you going to fulfill this? Are you going to do this, etc.? So sure as hell, I got on the phone and figured out a veteran. And then the next day, I think I bought a Chevrolet, and then I went down and gave it to him. And then, it was just insane. So I went from 30,000 followers to 100,000 followers to 200,000 followers just from the Trump retweet.
Wow.
And it just went like that. Yeah. And then I did another giveaway, and I saw the president in Washington, D.C., and he says, that was amazing, and he said some other things about it. And he says, let's do it again. And I said, okay, I'll do it tonight. So we did it again. And then that really got it going again. So I gave away two cars with the president.
Excellent.
And that was kind of the birth of it.
Yeah, cool.
The rest is history.
Awesome. We'll move on to Kevin. And real quick, Bill, how long do you have with us, just so I can keep an eye on time? I don't want to
get time.
Okay.
Right.
Real quick, we're going to move on to Kevin. We're going to move on to Kevin. But real quick, Kaz is texting me like crazy.
Somebody's saying in here too, whatever.
Yeah.
It's I did try to get Biden to do it, and I don't think that a conventional politician would do it. But it's when there becomes our generation of presidents and stuff like that, to ABC's question, it's all it takes is one transformative leader from our generation or one company, and this thing's gonna I don't know. I think it's gonna blow up.
So Kaz is very insistent on this question. He's texting me like crazy, and then we'll move on to Kevin. He's insistent on knowing what the eyes meant in your response to his crinkle fries post on Twitter. That's what he has to know. What are the eyes, man? Is it eyes on the prize? Is it eyes on the fries? I mean, what is it?
No, I just thought it was cool.
All right, there you go. He thought it was cool. He's also curious. He says, PP asked him what do you think about the trademark crinkle fries and how I can get the support to make it done to take on the top fast food in the world, McDonald's? All right. Well, all right, we'll go ahead and move on to Kevin, unless you have anything to add there, Bill.
Nothing.
All right. Kevin, go ahead, man.
He's a good guy.
He is. He's a cool dude.
Hey, Bill, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good here. I'm glad we got to do the same call the same night. Quick question. My post that made you slide into my DMs, I about fainted. So what about that post?
So what was
were
the
you
post?
intrigued about?
Remind me.
It was about the possibility of Adam Arian lending out his shares for $1 million+ a week.
Yeah, I just I think the more that stuff can get out there, the better. So I didn't know what it was all about, and I think if you could lay out, is he actually lending out his shares?
We don't know. Nobody knows except for the brokerage that he has his shares at. But I was just basing that post on the current rate that they're charging and how many shares he has. That at that rate, you're making your money back every single month and a half, no matter what the price of the stock
I don't know if it's accurate, like meaning if it can be spread across, all time frames, he'd get paid that. But yeah, I mean, whether it's him or anybody else, we need to know what, if these guys are running these companies, what they're, how they're making money on their shares or whatever.
Absolutely. It should be, in my opinion, mandatory reporting if you lend it out, because everyone's contract says you can't, buy puts or hedge against your own shares that you're holding or sell calls to people. But there's nothing in the writing that I've seen from the SEC that says you have to report if you lent your shares to a broker. And with AMC going at 1,000+%, and he's the biggest shareholder, I see no reason why he wouldn't be personal. That is higher income than he's ever made his entire life from AMC just by doing it. But that was speculation.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew.
You and me both.
All in due time.
I love the philanthropy, man. You remind me of the first day I wanted to become rich. I was watching Survivor when I was about 12 years old, and they went to this little village in the middle of absolute nowhere and just started handing kids basketballs and soccer balls off the yacht that they arrived on. And I was like, yeah, I could do that for the rest of my life. Like real philanthropy, like where you get to see it and feel it every single day, and like the money you're giving out to those people.
Yeah, it's not like a black
need
box.
it and stuff. Exactly. I posted before I got just blown up and deleted a couple of days ago that my business law teacher said the most corrupt thing in the United States is nonprofit businesses. It's like an oxymoron. And there's so many charities and stuff like that are just, nobody knows what goes to there, no matter how many billions of dollars. And like every day you're just giving this much to this person that needed it. And I love it, man. Like that has to feel so good. There can't be anything like that to do with your wealth.
Right on.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're just getting started too with it. I gave the story earlier about how some of the inflection points, but it's like we went from 300,000, now we're at 3 million. It's like, imagine how much we could do, or how many GoFundMes we could take care of for people who, like one of the GoFundMes we raised funeral money in like 2 tweets for a 7-year-old girl who got eaten by a dog on her bike.
Oh my God.
And, Twitter philanthropy took care of that in 2 or 3 tweets.
Yeah.
So awesome, man.
A lot of people in the chat are calling for the mushroom stamp here. Bill, have you ever seen the stamp here on the PP show?
No, I just saw it though.
All right.
I'm trying to read the chat too.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy sometimes. All right. So ABC had a question. ABC, please feel free to ask Bill what you were thinking.
Bill, I love the philanthropy. I follow it on a daily basis. The odd time I'll kind of retweet. Excuse me. Mrs. ABC and I actually we opened up a company a couple of years ago, obviously not on your scale. Certainly don't have the followers that you have, but I guess the best way to sum it up, and I encourage everybody to look at, giving is receiving. I cannot explain to you how cool it is when you get a little smile or a thank you or a hug, or you change some kid's life, whether it be for a medical reason. It's just amazing. But on that virtue, I adore what you do. I think it would be even cooler if you had a lot more army behind what you're doing, because it could really impact not only the United States, but on a global level. So my big hope is that, if this basket does break and there's a transfer of wealth in society, that everybody really tries to approach everything from a change perspective and help others out there, because I believe that we've been on a downward spiral where everybody's entitled and very self-oriented. And I can attest, and again, it's not on your level, Bill, but the question being is, I fell in love with RC. I didn't even know a damn thing about stocks 6 months ago, and PP can attest to it, because I messaged him and I said, dude, I've never bought a stock in my life. I'm really interested in Ryan Cohen, and show me the ways, teach me about it. And so he showed me Reddit and showed me, read this post and go read this guy. And we just collaborated back and forth. And I was born about 10 minutes away from RC. I bought all the books, and I really kind of studied who this guy was and what he did with GME. And I fell in love with the virtues of it, so much so that recently I was offered a CMO position at a C-level company, and I actually refused the equity offering and said, no, I want to buy it. Now, that was kind of a foolish move, because I'm not at the level that you guys are at, so I could obviously use it financially. But that's where I've really had this determination to kind of follow in the path. And you guys are my mentors. The question being is, with these virtues and the moral convictions that RC has, and it's a personal question, I know you can't answer for RC, but do you believe that if RC was no longer in this play, being the man that he is, the words that he speaks, the actions that he takes, and the character he is, do you believe in some way he would somehow tell us that he's not involved because the standstill agreement has come to an end? There would be some sign or some deliverance on his part, because he has such a large community behind him, and you're seeing division. And it's literally this, the art of war is divide and conquer. And we're seeing these subgroups literally fighting against each other, like GME and all these super stonks and everything. And what's happening is there should be a large gathering as to the entire moral of the story of what we're trying to do. But yet there's this individual separation.
I agree, even with the AMC people.
Yeah, and it's almost getting out of control. Excuse me. And so my question being is, from your personal opinion, knowing who Ryan is and his work ethics and who he is, do you believe in some subtle way he would have the ability to let us know that he is no longer involved in Bed Bath & Beyond?
I think genuinely that he does not know, and I would never, whatever. Whatever. But yeah. I would bet he doesn't even know, unless he signed something recently. I would bet he doesn't even know if he's going to be involved, or throughout all of this time, just like even me. It's like, if there was a way for me to be involved, I would get involved. And maybe I will, seriously. But it's like, even with Ryan, and again, I don't know, but I think all options are on the table, and that's just my own view. Do I think that he would have affirmatively have stated something differently? Probably not, but I don't even think that. I don't even let my brain go there, because I know that, like, if there's a deal there, if there's some way for him to do it, he's going to find a way to do it. And he's got all the brains in his brain. He's got great lawyers. He knows how to fight. He knows how to deal with these characters. And there's a reason, and I don't know what it is, but there's a reason he got out of there. And so, is he eventually the person who's involved in this? I don't know, but we could wake up tomorrow morning and he could be very involved, or he could be very not involved. But I would bet, if I was a betting man, and I promised myself I wouldn't say anything on the show about it, but
tell us.
If I was a betting man, I would say at a minimum, he's, and I'm just trying to be careful with what I say, but at a minimum, he's probably very active, I would think, in everything that's going on. But that's just, that's just conjecture. That's just my own opinion.
It's opinion, of course. That's what we think too. We've been speculating the
100%,
same.
and that's why we're all in the play. And again, not to put you on the spot, and you can't speak for them, but the moral of the story being is that I love what you leaders are doing, because there is a new generation coming up.
We're all leaders, by the way. We're not, and that's why it's like the power is in all of us. It's not in Pulte. It's not in Cohen. It's literally in fucking everybody here. Yeah. It's like next time it's like, okay, how do we get the PP show to be at 10,000 people? But it's like,
let's do people. It, man. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
But it's like the fact that we have 1,000. I think somebody said we even have 2,000 people in here. I mean, these are the leaders of the future. These are the people we need running for president. These are the people we need running these public companies, not these fucking crooks who are paying themselves $15 million a year to sit on their fucking ass and work from home.
Yep.
I appreciate you, my man.
Yeah. 100%. Michael here had a question for Bill, if you're still sitting in, Bill.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, actually, you kind of started to answer it with, I was just thinking of, I've been doing some research on AMC because it's an interesting situation, and I kind of feel bad for some of the investors because of how much it seems like the CEO has kind of set it up to be. I mean, I was looking at the short interest and it was like 1,000%. And then it seems like he urgently wants to push it through to be able to convert the AMC units. And I was like, oh, that'd be convenient to hold a bunch of AMC, sell high, and then just convert it and cover your position. I don't know, him directly or someone else. But in that whole situation, I was just thinking, like we wouldn't, all of us here at Bed Bath & Beyond, we wouldn't have been investing in.
All of us here at Bed Bath & Beyond, you sound like you full on work there. That's great. I love it. All of us here at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah. We call Michael the plant here.
We wouldn't be like cheerleading like Mark Triton. No offense to him. I don't know him personally, but it seems like a similar situation. And so I think that, AMC is on kind of a different time scale, and I don't know really what they can do on their own because they have a huge following, but yet I see them buying shares, investing, and even DRSing and everything. But it's like, I just think that it's like the odds are stacked against them just because the CEO has set up things. And so I just wonder what kind of platform or what way people can make a difference, even if they don't have a lot of money. I mean, I watched Kevin's interview just recently once I found I was coming on the show, and that was a great resource, but it just seems like there isn't a set kind of way to even know what's going on in the market, how things work, what we can do, and actually make a difference. How is it that Adam Aron's still a CEO when there's so many people that do so much due diligence on the company? How is it that they haven't figured out a way to vote him out?
I mean, power, right? They have buddies, things like that, right, Bill?
Well, I don't want to get into the whole debate.
All right, yeah, we don't have to.
That with regard to the people who are invested in AMC, these people, generally speaking, are allies of everything that you're trying to do, that we're trying to do, and the GME people. And we need to direct our efforts on the true enemy, which is the corruption, the greed, these type of things. Now, if the executive that you're talking about ends up, being in that category, then so be it. But I just think that right now, people need to be united in this whole thing, and they would love nothing more than for these different communities, whether it's AMC or Bed Bath & Beyond or GME, to hate each other. And I just think that that's where our focus needs to be. So anything I say other than that is just going to inflame the situation, and it's just,
Sure.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I just I just think that it's, I mean, and I don't know as much.
And I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm just saying that if it's okay, I'd rather not comment on it because it's just going to inflame the situation. It's like, let's keep our eye on the prize. Let's keep our eye on the fucking corrupt guys who are making, $10 million a year to do nothing, and they're robbing these companies.
Or 24 million.
Yeah.
Right.
Player has his hand up.
Yeah, Plur real quick, and then Kevin next. I'm
Blur,
gonna
you
use.
look like
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
use.
jump through the screen.
He's just in there.
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead, Plur. I'm gonna use the
Feel like
bathroom
I'm
real
on a
quick.
game show.
All right, yeah, go ahead. I'll be right back.
you're muted.
You're muted.
ABC.
He should be good now.
There it
He
is.
should be
There
good
it
now.
is. All right.
Test 1 2 3 3
Yep.
3 2 1. Check 1, check 2. I love what you said about essentially because people are like, you're a leader. It's about centralized command, or talking about URC, centralized command, centralized control, centralized execution. But sir, you said it great when you essentially said no. This should be actually decentralized command, and then decentralized execution, because something like this is the only way it's going to work. And then you mentioned this whole play is essentially speculation. And then there's this fog of war that everyone keeps talking about. The reason why I even bring that up at all is because in terms of us as individuals, we all have our own speculation and fog of war, and we all have our individual experiences. But like I don't have the same experiences you do, and I don't know what you prioritize in your experiences. So a guy like me who's just trying to catch up or get like a quick booster shot, in terms of like me understanding your mind. I've asked ABC this question before, like what 3 books would you recommend? ABC recommended $100 Startup, Next 5 Moves, and Hyper Focus. I'm just kind of curious as to you, someone who I admire, what 3 books would you recommend for me to read in the next coming months?
Well, first is The Home That Bill Pulte Built. That was a book that's on my Twitter. It's free, but it chronicles a lot of the stories my grandfather and I had in that business, which today is about an $18 billion company. So that would probably be number 1. In terms of other books, let me think. Are you thinking in terms of business or
No,
anything under the sun?
Yes, sir. I'm a huge fan of General Mattis, who essentially every time he deployed, he carried a library of books with him, whether it's at war or at home. And he said himself to broaden your mind and read everything you can. So I'll take any recommendation to you that has meaning to you, sir.
I mean, I kind of like 2 books by an author. And these days, he's gone kind of viral for other things, let's say, but he's an amazing author, in my opinion. Have you ever read God's Debris?
No, I have not.
That one's definitely an eye opener. That's more of a general life book, so to speak. Just about probability. I really like it because it talks about probability. And this kind of gets to ABC's question earlier. It's like, well, on what time frame will something happen? I don't know, but over enough time, the probability that something happens and this whole thing breaks, this whole system breaks, is probably high. So I really like that one. And then my favorite business book is Made in America by Sam Walton. That is outside of The Home That Bill Pulte Built. That would be my favorite one. In business, but I say the God's Debris because it kind of fucks with your head. It kind of shakes everything upside down, and it gives you a good thought exercise. I'm not into like acid or shrooms or DMT or anything like that, but it's probably the closest you could get to those in a form of a book.
Wow,
at God's Debris.
Sounds like a trip. Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that because I've never done any drugs in my life, so it would be interesting to read about people's experiences and then medically how that's progressing into the future. And then in terms of probabilities and things of that nature, and this is the last thing I'm going to say that I have even for you. I do think it's an honor that you're here tonight, as well as it's just another coincidence that tomorrow's that 1-year anniversary of RC's tweet, which came out July 27th, 2022, where it's no better time to be alive in history than now. So
wow, is it really? It's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
The greatest time to be alive?
Yeah, July 27th, 2023
Wow.
will be the 1-year anniversary tomorrow.
Look at that, man. We got Bill on the show too. And also Kevin, man. Kevin has some questions for Bill. Kevin, take it away, man.
Great. And then you mind if we just do 2 more?
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Just because I'm going to go see my kids.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. Go ahead, Kevin.
All right. I just want to circle back on like 30 minutes ago with Ryan Cohen and BBBY. So after my speculation that the board turned him down on his turnaround plan, Poole was saying you can't say much, but speculation. Like Ryan's always got his feelers out there. He's still got his people on the boards. He's looking for opportunity. And I know he wants Bye Bye Baby. He's said it for over a year. And so they turned him down. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to keep my feelers
No
in here
chance,
and wait until it drops 98%, 99%. And Ryan's like, oh, man, you know what? I can now buy instead of $1 billion for $10 million.
So what is the time frame? When does this all have to come out?
I think
it was supposed to come out last week, and they canceled out the Bye Bye Baby auction.
Yeah,
they're
supposedly
they didn't have enough
tomorrow,
qualified.
we need to cancel it.
Yeah, they didn't have enough qualified bidders.
Supposedly they're going.
Come
back
on,
to
tell us, Bill.
On August 1st, and then 30 days of like seeing how the business goes, and then they're going to release the financials, which they would allow them to, I guess, evaluate the company. I don't really know exactly, but you know, my guess is you'd have to have an evaluation, an accurate evaluation, at that point to move forward with it.
Only the young.
You don't need an
Only the
evaluation
young.
to buy.
There's something there, man. There's something in that cigar, man. You know. ABC, you want to ask the last question for Bill tonight? Feel free.
For sure. Thanks.
All right.
God's debris, just a quick summary, guys. What it kind of states is really that, you know, the simple answer is in front of us, and sometimes we kind of convolute it, and it's really the debris that, you know. My question being, we are in a situation here, Bill, where we're seeing a lot of division, as I was saying earlier. How would you, as us degens are trying to, you know, fight the war and kind of spread the word and try and grow our community, obviously as individual investors, but doing due diligence together, I find that there's a lot of retort and fighting, trying to outprove each other. No, this docket says this, and you're stupid for that. And how would you collectively encourage us to try and bring these communities together without that banter back and forth? Because ultimately, you know, GME people fell in love with GME because of what Ryan Cohen did. Obviously, Bed Bath & Beyond, we like the stock, we like the board and the people that were put in position by RC, yet there still seems to be this division. What words of wisdom can you leave with us that will stop the in-house fighting? And what words can you leave with us to say, guys, this is how I would approach it? Because we're having space calls with the other side, with GME to lead us, and I just see the banter going back and forth, and there's no solution coming out of it.
You just can't engage it. You know that, ABC. I mean, even your question is wise, which is, you know, bringing it to conscious level. I think the unconscious nature of the human is to fight and to, you know, be against each other and these type of things. But we really are in so many ways on the same team. So I think by leaders like you, because you are a leader, everybody's a leader here, but you're a leader, ABC, is like by you asking that question, I think people are going to think twice about, you know, does it make sense to really fight with these people? You know, really spend our time, our energy hating on these people, or should we be focused on, you know, the real enemy, which is the corruption, the greed, the, you know, what do they say? One of the 7 deadly sins is sloth. You know, and I think a lot of these executives, I just think sloth. I mean, think about this. How the hell did this Fortune 500 COO that was going to become the COO of Pulte Group, okay, $18 billion company, how the hell did he have time? How the hell did the CEO let this guy have time for 1.5 years to come up with different fake identities to attack me? I mean, this stuff is crazy.
Nuts,
so,
man.
You know, if you traffic in this kind of stuff, it'll make you go nuts. And in this case, this guy, in my opinion, he's nuts. And I just say you got to restrain yourself. You really got to restrain yourself And we've got to restrain ourselves as a movement, in my opinion, to not fight with each other. I mean, I had one friend today, he was not worried about me coming on the stream, but he's a big GME guy. And he's like,
oh yeah,
he's like the PP guys, they're always beating the shit out of me, blah, blah, blah. And I said, dude, first of all, I don't know what that's all about. But second of all, and I said, if you need to, I'll happy to talk to him. But he's like, but I said, I don't know what that's about. But even if it is, it's like, you control yourself. It's like, why the hell are you getting triggered? Why are you letting these guys co-opt your brain,
Right.
So ABC, I think it's a good question, my man.
Excellent. You heard it from Bill, man. Bill, give us some closing thoughts, man. We got over 1,800 people, a new record, man, on the
I think you had
BB's
over
show.
2,000. Somebody said
We did. It was like 2,300, man. It's nuts. Give us some closing thoughts, man. What you think people should know at home, man. The people tuning in. Now's your time to shine, Bill. Let's hear it.
Well, by being on the show, I already shined because it was a pleasure to be with all of you.
We love to have you,
Plur
man.
looks like he's going to jump through the fucking camera and choke me.
Yeah.
But you look good, Plur. You look well dressed, well postured, ready to go, baby. And then you got the wise ABC. But no, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Good.
And I just leave you with only the young.
Only the young, man. All right. We'd love to have you again in the future, Bill. Have
I'll
a
come back.
fantastic.
You got it.
Good. Have a fantastic rest of your
Next
night,
time
man.
we'll pump it. Next time we'll get it above 3,000 or something.
Let's fucking do it, man. Yeah, we'll take some shots. We'll have a good ass night, man. Let's do it.
All right. See you, boys. Take
All
care.
right. Take care,
Have
Bill.
a good night.
See ya.
See you, Bill.
There you have it, man. Bill Pulte, man. Holy shit. Wow. So we have Kevin with us. Let's I have some questions for Kevin. We have a ton of people, man, who also asked Kevin, my apologies, we had Pulte here and didn't want to take away, from asking you obviously questions too. But Kevin, man, a lot of people have been asking, for instance, what's up with this make whole calls that you called out back in February? There was a lot of speculation that Icon was the one who was possibly maybe buying up the bonds, or even possibly Bed Bath & Beyond was buying their bonds back. Kevin, please tell us what's going on, or what you think from that tweet that you made back in February about the make whole calls.
Absolutely. Glad to be here, everyone.
Good.
Sorry I had to follow up Reverend Sharpton.
Yeah.
Here. They got invited on today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone else besides RC right now.
Right.
Amazing.
That was awesome.
When you sent me that DM this morning, I was like, I had at least 5 cups of coffee before I read it. And
yeah.
I was just like this.
I know.
Bill messaged me last week, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Now we're good. And then he said he's coming on the show tonight, and I was like, no chance.
It's nuts, man. The timing, it's interesting.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And next time he'll post about it, and there'll be 10,000 people on this. That's so badass.
He likes the show.
That's awesome. And he watches the Meltdown too. Man, after I had my AMA on Super Stonk and Meltdown and all the subs and stuff, man, I didn't go on Reddit for like 6 weeks. It was just killing my mental health.
Right.
It was just brutal. And the way he said it too is like exactly what he said on it's the opposite of whatever they're saying. That made me feel so good. I was like, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about those make whole calls. And also real quick, I got to ask, do you still have a position in Bed Bath & Beyond? And does it's Malone Wealth Capital. Is that right?
Wealth Ventures.
Wealth Ventures. So is your company still holding shares in Bed Bath & Beyond? And are you personally holding any shares in this company?
Yes and yes.
Okay. And do you mind disclosing how much that you hold in your general company, or is that something that you'd prefer to not answer?
We're not at 1 million anymore.
Okay.
I know I posted when we were at 1 million shares, or when I did 1 million share
I think that
buy.
was April. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not at 1 million anymore, but we still hold.
Okay. Right on. And Kevin, I'm curious, man. you're obviously still holding the stock for a reason. I'm assuming that you're bullish on some kind of a merger acquisition or a possible buyout. What do you think, Kevin, is happening with Bed Bath & Beyond? With all these NDAs and redacted filings that we have, we'd love to hear it.
I feel like they're doing the exact same thing so many companies have done when they're on the verge of bankruptcy. The big ones, you can't fail. GE, like 5 times. GM, government motors, 80s, 90s, 2000s, failing, stuff like that. They're just wiping out the debt with a bankruptcy, with an acquisition group that came to light very recently behind the scenes to buy it without it. PG&E's done it like 5 times in California with the fires of PG&E Incorporated and LLC and like just different QSIPs.
Right.
For the company, you're getting rid of your 3-piece suit today just absolutely killed me. The Notebook. I was texting my brother. I was like, the most committed, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he's a sharp dressing guy, man.
Amazing. I watched like the last 3 shows in the last 24 hours to get a feel for everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone's silly. And then Pulte's coming on, and you guys all dress up, and I dress down. I'm like,
yeah, I know. Well, Travis is right there, man. Look, Travis is
yeah, thank God.
Yeah,
everyone's so casual, and then you guys for the first time we got a 3-piece.
It's kind of funny.
Like, my God.
Yeah.
And then Poole, I know he did the exact same thing that I did, looking at the past shows. And so he went dress shirt, 1 extra button open. He's like, I'll be right in the middle. I'm like, damn, why did I think of that?
Yeah, sorry to do you like that, Kevin. I probably should have said something.
Astronaut outfit to suit. I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry be enshrined that way by the GME meltdowners. We all got our pictures, so you might be next.
And it was just, we had you coming on and also Pulte. So I was like, you know what? I was gonna wear an astronaut suit. I was like, you know what? We got 2 great guests coming on. Fuck it, we're going all out. We're doing a fancy suit tonight or whatever it may be. To look as clean as we can, man. But tell us, Kevin, I mean, what are your thoughts, man, with end goal with this company? So you do think that it's heading towards some form of possibly, an acquisition possibly or something to that nature?
Yeah. I think they're gonna do both. I think they're gonna claim bankruptcy on the debt.
Sure.
And transfer to a new company with an acquisition group like a SPAC
that
buys the assets.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's wanted
that's
bye baby. He didn't give he wanted in to give everyone his ideas at Bed Bath Beyond. Like I was saying, they didn't listen.
Yeah.
If GME would have told him no, he would have left in November.
And you actually make a great you make a great point with using a SPAC, because one of the board members that we still have on the board of Bed Bath Beyond is Shelley Lombard, and Shelley Lombard is a SPAC queen. She is very well versed in SPAC deals and things like that. So I think that it's interesting that you say that, Kevin, because it does kind of look like, on the surface, right? Bed Bath, it looks kind of rocky. Things don't look good, from some of the things that are in the dockets and so forth. But, scouring some of these dockets, we see that they're hiring employees for a new company. We've always speculated that equity with this stock is going to go somewhere else, right? And it's safe to say that possibly that, Teddy is going to be that form of a carve out. We have to remember that JPM was paid down fully. JPM's no longer do they have this tie over the ABL, right? So to me, it kind of makes sense that, look, pay down JPM, get him out as fast as possible so that we can utilize Teddy as some form of a carve out for equity. What are your thoughts, Kevin, on Teddy in general?
Okay.
Sorry, Blair.
No.
Yeah.
It's just it's a springboard.
Mm-hmm.
Cohen started it, created the company, and he's just waiting to pounce on it with money.
Mm-hmm.
I think the books and stuff like that. Look at what Ryan's done. Like, he's not gonna write 10 children's books as a company, right?
Well, I mean,
he's really good at writing them, but
yeah,
that's not going to be his end goal for Teddy the company.
Right. You wouldn't file international trademarks for just a children's book.
No, he's probably going to swallow some kind of baby company or something.
I can only guess.
For $10 million instead of $1 billion.
Yeah.
when they told him no. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to leave my people here with you. I'm going to go back home to Miami.
Yeah.
Wait 9 months for you guys to do the thing that everyone else is doing and go bankrupt.
Right.
And then pennies on the dollar. I mean, Icon does the same thing too.
Right. But
Like,
Icon,
you know, listen to me?
yeah, Icon a lot of the times delivers shareholder value too. So, you know, I mean, although yes, Icon, he can be greedy at times and he can, you know, obviously make a lot of money. You know, we can't forget that he has delivered a lot of shareholder value. What's the exact number?
Over $1 trillion.
$1 trillion in
Oh no, I was
returns
talking positive on him. He
yeah.
doesn't like Icon.
Right. No, I we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just building onto what you're saying. But yeah, you know, Icon delivers shareholder value, and you're right. You know, he'll take a deal. You know, pennies on the dollar, absolutely. Get rid of the debt, you know, and so forth. And transfer that you know, that current equity somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, in general, Kevin, I mean, or ABC, do you have a question here for Kevin?
I do.
I don't want to take over. Okay, go ahead, Blair. I don't want to take over too much. You know, you guys should have your chance to ask as well. Go ahead, Blair.
After ABC, respectfully, if he has something. Yeah.
No, I Kevin, I just hooked up with you on Twitter recently. You reached out. I haven't had a chance to reply. I'd love to pick your brain in terms of, you know, investing and stuff like that. I got a lot to learn. Again, I'm a newbie to this, so I look forward to conversing with you on Twitter, and I'll let Blair go ahead.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Malone, thanks for the kind words earlier. I thought there was a small chance I thought there was a small chance I get to see you in a blue Speedo. That didn't quite happen, but you still look good.
Yeah, it was like there was like Speedo, casual, business casual, like
yeah,
they just nailed it, and then dress up. And I'm in Texas, so and upstairs in my most quiet room, so it's like, I don't know, 190 right now. So I was like, okay, Speedo's on the table. And then I put the suit on, just the top half, and I was like, no, I'm gonna die if I go back upstairs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Blair, what you got, buddy?
Go ahead, Blair.
Notice you mentioned the man, the myth, the legend, Carl Icahn, but it so happened, you know, he breeds and has a son, Brett Icahn. You know, he was highly engaged and had a big, you know, piece of the pie of Newell. Turns out with all the DD on this show and Bed Bath Beyond in general, or not Bed Bath Beyond, but I mean with, like, you know, the memes community, that Newell, you know, he sold at a loss, but he was heavily ingrained in, you know, something like Project Phoenix, which is about scalability and things that are going to start coming into execution December. In what I'm trying to say with that is, do you still think that's on the table for Bed Bath Beyond in the future? And what I mean to say is, Brett's selling, and he's been on the sidelines. He hasn't really jumped into anything right away. And then with Matt Furlong on the sidelines, do you have any you know, opinions on Brett? I guess to reword the question originally to not confuse you is, do you have any opinions on Brett Icahn as well as Matt Furlong and what direction they're most likely going to go in your opinion?
Yeah, I have no idea what Brett Icahn is involved in, but I know that Matt Furlong didn't put his money where his mouth was and focused on physical stores and what was selling. And when he said that on the earnings report, I thought I was going to throw my phone against the wall. Because Ryan's focused on e-commerce and the fastest shipping possible, like, you know, a normal company in 2023. And so I do have a conspiracy that the Furlong leave was like days before the last earnings report in June. Because of how everything was worded in that earnings report and how it just seemed like it was like typed out that morning. Like,
yeah,
we're not aligned. You haven't been aligned. You haven't put a dollar where your mouth is. Toast.
Well, you know, one thing that's interesting, Kevin, is someone pointed out to me, you were actually one of the original people who got into GameStop before Ryan Cohen took his position. Is that correct? So to you, does it look similar? The same letter he later on wrote to GameStop is almost identical to the letter that he wrote Bed Bath Board about Baby. Is that kind of why you took your position in Bed Bath & Beyond, is because you kind of see it ahead of time. You're like, look, I've experienced this with GameStop. You kind of have a rough idea on how Ryan Cohen kind of works. Is that partially why you took your investment in Bed Bath & Beyond, or what was the reason you and your company took an investment in Bed Bath & Beyond if it was not the reason?
There's multiple reasons. Cohen in
let's hear
there,
it.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Technical analysis. Bed Bath & Beyond was poised during the basket January 2021 with costs and AMC and all those other companies that used to be distraction and stuff like that. Like Bed Bath & Beyond went with them. And I was like, okay, it's in the basket. I measured all those. Weirdly, before GameStop, I was fascinated with short squeezes for my clients. I mean, or just for myself, but then I put my clients like 1% positions into these plays. And then Bed Bath & Beyond in 2022, after 2021, just kept having cycles. And I'm like looking at these jumps and measuring percentages, dollars, cents. And if you guys go back to my posts on the TA on Bed Bath & Beyond, like I almost hit it on the nail for the last one that went from like 20 cents to 50 in like 3 days. And everyone's like, oh, you hate GameStop now. I can't trust you. I'm like, it just does this. Like it just keeps happening.
Right.
My clients made 300% twice.
Excellent.
In 2022.
Right.
On the Bed Bath & Beyond cycles. And I was like, okay, I'm playing it with small positions. They're 1% making 3 to 4% on a year. There was obviously a horrible down year last year.
Right.
That's how I was playing it. And then when Ryan Cohen sold out, and I was in that big one last August, I was just like, okay, like instantly, like there's 1,000 conspiracies the next day.
Sure.
And instantly I was like, they didn't listen to him. There's only one conspiracy in my head. Like the same letter he sent to GameStop, and they're like, let's do this. Let's change this company. Bed Bath & Beyond was like, the board was like, we get paid so much and we got all these people over at Citadel that just tell us what to do and they pay us too under the table. So we're just going to keep doing this. Sorry.
Right.
And he's like, all right, I'm out then. And it was really weird that August squeeze on Bed Bath & Beyond, Ryan bought in like February and March. And then all the news outlets were just blowing him up as pump and dump in August. And it was like, he hasn't bought anything this month. Like that happened 6 months ago.
Right.
And now all the news is like, your fault. I'm honestly completely terrified for my life after the Bed Bath & Beyond CEO died jumping and he was not suicidal. I keep posting all this stuff on Citadel and stuff. Dude,
we have no idea. Yeah, we have no idea, what, he could have potentially been going through, whether, there's no way to tell. Travis, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so my question would be, Ryan sold. 4 days later, Bed Bath & Beyond signs an engagement letter with Lazard Freres to be a broker-dealer for some type of intention to sell part or all of the company. So, he had to know something was coming up, right? He
timed the cycle perfectly.
Maybe he timed the cycle, but still, Bed Bath & Beyond still.
He knows the cycle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was
the same cycle GameStop.
Yeah, he's fully aware of it.
All of them done. God, you'll have to look. I deleted so much stuff after GameStop went up 10,000%, and I was all over stock twits and Reddit and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, they just found out who Keith was. I just wiped all my stuff clean. And sorry, I forgot where I was going with that, but repeat it, Travis.
No, my question is, Ryan sold out. Maybe it was a disagreement with the board, but still, the board then entered a transaction to do with Lazard Freres to be a broker dealer to oversee a financial transaction that would have involved selling part or all of the company. And Lazard Freres was engaged in overseeing that transaction. So I would think that Ryan would have known about that, still being an insider, that they were working with outside firms to potentially engage one to oversee a financial transaction in the future.
Correct. And they didn't want to go with his plan. they said they're going with Lazarus. And Ryan's like, all right, I'm out. The stock's up 600% in the last week for 10 days. Like, all right, I'm good. You guys don't want my help. You guys are happy with your salaries. You're going to go with this sale plan, and I'll wait it out. I'm going to leave my people there in like to infiltrate. He's so incredibly smart like that. And you know what? He's either going to get his baby or he's going to get his next project. And he left his feelers in there, and now Buy My Baby's IP and stuff is going for like 10 million instead of $1 billion.
So let me ask you this, Kevin. In April, prior to Chapter 11 bankruptcy, obviously nobody really saw it coming. In general, you know, a lot of bankruptcy talk for 9 months. You know, I don't think anybody really thought bankruptcy would actually happen. You know, Chapter 11. But what was the reason you added the million? Was it 1 million shares or $1 million in April?
1 million shares.
Okay, 1 million shares. What was the reason behind buying 1 million shares in April, a few weeks before bankruptcy?
It was, well, I didn't know bankruptcy was a few weeks away.
Right.
It was technical analysis. I posted out the drop from 28, 29 down to like 4, the percentages, and then the $1 something to $9. Shit, I got that post somewhere. It was just percentages.
The TA was looking good.
Yeah, the TA said, like, I don't have any opinion on the business structure during that buy of Bed Bath & Beyond. But my last 2 years of math said this is the low, and it skyrockets. And 3 days later, it was up like 150%. I was like, shit.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Everyone's calling me a shill.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael, ABC, Travis, or Plur, or Carter. I don't know if Carter's shit is working in here. Carter, can we get a mic check real quick?
Mic check.
All right.
Mic check.
All right. Carter's
Sorry, my
here.
phone died. I'm supposed to be an event, but I couldn't. I had to like kind of put the event to the side for the night. I was leaving the office, so I apologize.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry to mute you there. It's just the car was super loud at certain times. ABC, sorry. Did you have a question there?
I'm gonna step out again. I got a wedding in literally like 48 or 72 hours here.
Oh shit! Get out of here, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna duck. I got a couple things to get organized, some itineraries and stuff, and song lists. So I'm gonna, of course. Duck, but listen, my man, congrats on having Pulte and Kevin. Nice to see you, my man. Put a face to the name.
Excellent.
And I wish you all guys go out, touch some grass, spend some time with your family, trust in the process. And, ultimately, we're going to find out more news relatively soon. I'm an RC fan. I've always been an RC fan. And I think we're going to start to get some more information very, very soon. And like Pulte said, don't concentrate on the shills, guys. Concentrate on your mission and the moral value of this play. And hopefully we'll all be made whole.
Yeah. He mentioned eye on the prize. Appreciate it, ABC.
Cheers, guys.
Take care. Let's get some love for ABC on his way out, chat. All right.
Just
sure.
The basket and there's been people saying different things about the basket. Like for you, what do you mean by the basket and that it's tied?
No, I'm going to enjoy this one. I've done a lot of research, so I would love to hear what somebody else's opinion is or thoughts on it are.
Oh, that's for you, Kevin. I mean,
I was like, who's talking? I was so confused for a second.
I'm sorry. I cut off Michael, but I get jacked about the baskets because I've done so much research on them. But yeah, Michael, go ahead and ask your question. I'm sorry.
No, just that's what so I'm actually, my background is not in finance. I'm actually a doctor, but anyway, I haven't gotten into residency yet, and so somehow I ended up here. And so I've been trying to learn as quick as possible, but I haven't really found good information about really what it means that's in the basket. And, some people were saying, oh, it's not actually in the basket anymore. Or like, what does that mean to you? Like that it's in the basket?
There was an original basket. This is all speculation from here on out. No financial advice here.
You're not going to find financial advice here, man. This is all opinion, speculation, entertainment.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is entertainment.
Correct.
The same way that CNBC is registered with the FTC as an entertainment company, not news. Just like the Kardashians. This is an entertainment show. That's true. Facts.
Yes, it's entertainment. Absolutely.
Entertainment company.
Yeah.
You just log in and turn on Kramer, you'll see it. So the basket theory happened when there was only one stock that exploded. And it was GameStop.
Correct. 490 top, I believe. 495.
Dude, you forgot the day there was the pre-market was at 503 or 518.
Oh God, don't remind me, man. Fucking God damn it. I think I had like
Yeah, I
sell
think it
orders
was
at like
513.
$550 or something. I was gonna sell a little bit of shares, but fuck.
That was an unbelievable week.
Yeah.
Getting like those war meme scenes when the Chihuahuas like just blanked out of that week. So that week there was 20 companies that went up like over 1,000% with GameStop's 5,000% or something that week for no reason, no news, no nothing. And then media is like, oh, let's call it something. Meme traders, whatever, they're buying up all these companies like Trivago and oh my God, there's like 9 of them. AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, COS.
Oh, yeah.
Express,
no, not Blockbuster. What was it?
Express, I believe, was one.
Yeah, ESPR, KOSS, TRVG. My brother lost like $400,000 on TRVG. There's all these companies that went up at the exact same time. Every candle matched, and then none of the candles matched the market for those days. And so the basket theory, like, Supersonic was
BlackBerry, yeah, Nokia.
Yeah, BlackBerry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Supersonic was incredible in the beginning of finding like how fast they transition Wall Street Bets into a single group that research all this stuff. Like
it was good,
amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And they
excellent.
found out basket swaps within like 1 month of what basket swaps were. And like I'm a professional, I was like, oh yeah, basket swaps. We totally don't learn about those at Edward Jones. And so that's what it was before. And I was like looking at it, I was like 100%. Like all these go up, and then they just kept doing them in the cycles the next 12 months. I'm like, okay, there's baskets here. And then speculation, AMC, and for some reason silver the first 2 months. Was the next
silver
distraction.
I remember the silver.
SLV and AMC, like these are the real ones. And like everyone on social media paid for probably by them just blew it up.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I was like, okay, here's the basket. I put all those stocks in there and I just watched the cycles. And then AMC pulled away like completely like within 12 months of GameStop. And I was like, okay, they're not in the same basket anymore. And then the stuff Adam and everyone else is doing, like, hey, we just talked to Ryan Cohen and GameStop. We're going to coordinate. And then GameStop the next, like, an hour later was like, we've never talked to AMC in our entire lives.
Oh, my God.
And I was like...
that shit's nuts, man. Yeah. Wow.
I was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I was like, there's traction's real. Like, that was my proof right there. Like, no, you didn't, Adam.
Yeah.
Man, did you just heartbreak kid Shawn Michaels Degeneration X 2 words, tell him to suck it?
Yeah, I watched a meme that was 30 seconds long yesterday on like it was better times in the late 90s, and it was just all of them like it was like when you're walking to class in the 90s.
I remember, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, better times, man, better times.
They were good times. Yeah, so Michael, Plur, or Travis, you guys got any other questions for Kevin here tonight?
The only thing I was just going to add, which is a supplement, is timeline-wise. It was kind of interesting because January 11th, Ryan Cohen and his Chewy crew joined GameStop's board of directors. Another thing that came up that maybe you could speak on, Mr. Malone, that I have not had the opportunity to even look into, and I wasn't there, so I didn't get to have the experience. I was in a different country at the time. So it just so happens on January 11th, not only did RC and the Chewy crew join board of directors, but Roaring Kitty had a 45,000 view 5-hour Roaring Kitty stream. What was it like to be part of the community during something like that? If you care to share that.
It was nuts. It was absolute anarchy. Like I got NDAs right now. I can't talk about it yet.
Oh,
But
yeah?
I left.
NDAs where, Kevin? Where?
He can't say if it's
Oh, shit. I didn't know that was protected under NDA.
Like right here.
that's all you can say is I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
All right. We
Yeah,
won't push
so
it.
I left. I was not a part of Edward Jones in the first or second week of December 2020. And at the time, my little Edward Jones office was a top 10 holder of GameStop in the world by share count.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't with them anymore. And 20 days later, I have 156 voicemails because GameStop's up 8,000%.
Fucking nuts, man.
And I'm like, I don't have my firm set up yet. I don't have my licenses. I don't have all my stuff filed with the state of California.
Right.
I can't legally give advice. And the biggest thing, one of the top biggest things of the last 100 years is my doing. And I can't advise on any of it.
Right.
And so like all my clients are calling me. I'm like I'm trying every day like to get my lawyers to go faster. And they're like, oh yeah, I saw GameStop on Saturday Night Live or something. I'm like, I need my license right now. Get my firm started. These people are still in there with limit orders that I thought we could get to, and we're like, I don't know, 6,000% past that by now.
Right.
So the other ones are still in it. I can't manage the trades. And so it was absolute anarchy. You can't get back to phone calls that fast.
That's wild.
Yeah, I believe it. Real quick, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
I was just gonna say it was horrible because I couldn't do anything. This thing I found before Ryan, I was like, there's a discrepancy here. And I would say I was number 2 after Keith Gill. He got his options for 6 cents, and I got mine for 9. So he's the only one to ever beat me for those Januaries.
Yeah, wow. Real quick, just want to call this out. We got Bromwell with $100. Bill, do you have a place where individuals can go to make a donation to your philanthropy efforts? We'll have to let Bill know that, man. We weren't reading them, unfortunately, during the show. There were so many fucking people. Restream was starting to lag a little bit. I mean, it was chaos, man. There was literally thousands of people in here, man, like over 2,000. Control Chaos with the $20. Life relationship at the PP Show sounds like what RC needs to present an alt chapter 11 by bypassing board of directions plan or board of directors plan is an objection to disclosure statement conditional approval that requires board of directors exclusivity period. Kevin's thoughts on this. And we also had Ace Ventura with the 5 PP Show memberships, man. If you received a PP Show membership from Ace, be sure to give thanks in the chat, man. Kevin, what do you think about that? Basically, from if you need me to read this comment again, I can again. So, sounds like what RC needs to present an alt chapter 11 bypassing board of directors plan is an objection to disclosure statement conditional approval that requires board of directors exclusivity period. What are your thoughts there? The message is kind of broken up a little bit, so I hope you can kind of understand that.
Yeah, that was deep, man. Deep.
Little poem for Kevin.
My God.
Yeah.
You know what time it is? Like, I think of those things like at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would go that direction. I don't think he wants to take over now. They failed. He wants to pick up everything after they unload the debt.
So you think
I don't think he wants to go in there and take over the board right now and
Sure.
still have $1 billion in debt when the company's worth $10 million. He wants to buy it 1 week later when all the debt's gone because they claim bankruptcy. Think of like marriages, claiming bankruptcy, divorce. Now they don't have any debt anymore, credit card debt and stuff like that. And he marries this new person, and they take over all their assets that weren't like physical or liquid.
Yeah.
And now he can take over that. And that's how bankruptcies work. And usually it's always the same company, like GE, GM, PG&E. They all take over themselves after getting rid of the debt.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go in there and try to pursue changing the board with the court and taking over it right now when he's still got all the debt on hand.
So
he wins again. He's going to watch it go to nothing and then put the highest bid in for the intellectual property.
Let me ask you this. So was David Kasten brought on, again, mind you, David Kasten did the Disney merger, recently. So was David Kasten brought on just to liquidate this company in your mind?
I don't know who David Kasten is.
Come on, Kevin, how do you not know who David Kasten is, man? Really?
Have you seen Disney's performance over the last 7 years? I don't even look at it anymore.
He pulled off a pretty big merger with Disney, so that's why I ask. He
has with Disney.
He did the actual deal himself. He's the one who basically he was on that. He was involved in the Disney merger, is what I'm telling.
What Disney merger?
I was going to say before Holly Etland took over, essentially Kasten was the ultimate like chief legal officer for everything. He was the one that was working the bond deal with Hudson Bay Capital before that rug pull on Big Party Day, St. Patrick's Day, and then he was essentially working everything up until the point they got bankrupt and Holly took over. I think he stepped in around December after Ben Rosenwood took off on apparently, as Pulte said, good terms, but.
Yeah.
Who did Disney merge with?
Fuck, I'm spacing right now. Give me 1 second. It was
was this like 20 years ago?
No, hold on.
I don't remember my names.
Yeah, I'm spacing right now. Which one was it? I need to find it and I'll let you know. But yeah, he did the merger for Disney. I'm spacing on which one it was. Marvel.
Yeah, I was thinking Marvel.
I think no, I don't know. I need to double check. I don't want to say it's Marvel and I'm wrong.
Marvel is their biggest win ever, but that was like 2006 or 7.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's what I'm saying is he has a history. He obviously has a track record, of obviously of what he does. It's kind of like Holly Etland, Holly Etland as a chief restructuring officer for the company. So the reason I asked is because really, I guess my question, to better phrase my question to you, Kevin, is this board has fantastic people on it. Holly, you got Carol Flatten from via Xerox that she worked with Carl. David Kasten. I mean, you got a great fucking board here. You think personally that the board was in disagreement with RC, and you don't think that they were maybe working together via a cooperation agreement this entire time since his sale in August? Because RC sells in August, and what do you have happen a few days later? You have 6th Street come in, right, with a file loan, and then you also have not only that, Ryan Cohen files the trademarks August 12th and then proceeds to sell 4 days later. So, I mean, to me, it doesn't really make sense that, he came on the board, he argued with the board. They said, no, we're not going to go with you. Yet all the things that transpire or happen later really doesn't really make sense for that to have occurred. So I'm just curious if you do think that, the board just decided, no, we're not going to work with you instead of having worked with him all the way through March of this year when the standstill ended.
I feel like they'd be in deep shit with insider trade and stuff like that if they denied him, but the board was still working with him to get this deal for $10 million instead of $1 billion and stuff on the merger. I mean, did he bring those 3 onto the board?
He brought Shelley Lombard, and then who were the other?
Ben Rosenwig,
Yeah.
which is like a big dude. He's all about fixing things operationally in order to prepare for a merger and acquisition.
And then there was another one that also left as well. But I mean, one of his
Marjorie Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen as well. Those two left, but we still have Shelley Lombard as well on the company too. So I mean, he still has someone inside technically.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a master auditor. She's a DGen, de-stressed company bond trader. She understands stocks and bonds. She also understands like when's the best time to buy assets and things of that nature, just like everyone I guess says they do. But her number one thing too is like looking into a company. Can we fix it? And within the equation of can we fix it, is management going to be in the way of that or not?
Right.
And she's still there. And sorry to interrupt that, but anytime she's spoken like in public, because she did this conference for like women in business, and she's talked about, you know, she's used to in the past being the only female on a board, and then to even make it harder at times, she was the only black female on a board. And she said when she first got into the game, she's a little bit aggressive, but over time, because of leadership that she's met along the way, she's kind of calmed down over the years. But she said Bed Bath Beyond was like the first female board, essentially, or mainly female board that she's ever been a part of, and she really enjoyed it. Even in these interviews, she speaks about like her friendliness to others. So I just think that's interesting, just something to think about. Obviously, like I'm just a dude in this garage talking to you guys, but it's
you
just
live in Alaska. I'm trying to figure out how you're not sweating right now in the garage. Like 99% of the United States right now is sweating in their garages. And you're
Southern
like
California, it's like 90
Georgia Sue
today
with just no sweat beads.
Yeah, I've actually. I wish I could tell you adventures I've been on in my life, and I can't. But yeah, it's a little hot in the garage. Yeah.
You should see when Plur stands all the way through nighttime, Kevin. Nighttime rolls around and Plur's still standing there, man. Maffles with 100. Maffles with 150 USD. Appreciate the love with the heart. Sorry to cut you off there, Kevin.
No, go ahead.
That's all I was gonna say. All right, cool. So we have Tinfoil and also Citizen with us, man. Tinfoil, you got some questions here for Kevin or anything that you wanted to bring up in general, man? We'd love to hear it.
I generally just wanted to jump on. I want Carter, Michael, Plur, Citizen, Travis, PP, Kevin. I really appreciate you being on the show tonight. This means a whole lot to this community. You're taking the time out to be here. And wait extremely patiently. That was amazing. Like to have something planned and to set aside time and then have those plans change. I'm actually quite inflexible individual. So again, I wanted to come on and personally thank you. I also wanted to thank Mr. Bill Pulte when he was on. And I just wanted to reiterate that gentlemen, this is, again, it's difficult for me to put in words. There is a goodness, there is a quality of thoughtfulness and mindfulness that is present here in these people. And someone like myself that suffers high anxiety because of my experiences with individuals, I'm not trying to speak for everyone, but I just want to say that these kinds of conversations that you're having with these kinds of people gives a certain someone like myself hope that there is real, genuine goodness in the world, and that there are so many minds and hearts focused on that, and that we are together in this focus. And that I truly believe that when this comes to fruition, I am very thrilled to be a part of what I think will be a conscious move forward. We're taking pages out of the books of people like Mr. Pulte, and I feel that a lot of us are philanthropic in our hearts as well. So once again, I just appreciate you, Kevin, specifically for taking the time out to come on here, answer these questions. I've been watching all night. You are a man of wisdom and perspicacity in this. I am a smooth brain, but I've got a pretty wrinkled heart. And so I love you guys.
I like that.
I love you guys.
Love it.
I also, before I jump off, I think when it comes to Mr. Pulte, we should probably start calling it Philanthropy. I don't know.
I like that.
I like that.
I like
I like
it.
that.
Peace and
Philanthropy.
love to you guys
Plur,
very much.
Plur, put that in your notebook.
Yeah. Get in that notebook, Plur.
I like it.
All right.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
That was
All
awesome.
the
Appreciate you,
love.
Tin
I'm
Foil
gonna
Guru.
go keep watching in the AC. Yeah, I'm in my garage and I'm melting right now. So
Right
I'm
on,
going
yeah.
back inside. I did put on a suit jacket though.
Hell yeah,
Wait.
man. Right on. I like it.
All right, so,
Pan
but
the
I love
garage.
you.
Let me
I
make
love
sure
all
Good.
of
I'm
you.
not with
Now
Corey.
I'm the only squad here.
I love all of you,
Travis
and
I
I just PP. I got to give it up to you, man. You really should every show. Somebody's got to say it. What you've done to bring these people together, the momentum that has occurred, the nights you've stayed awake, the everything that you've contributed of your own time and energy is what makes this possible, PP.
Good.
And
I'm glad to hear it, man.
we appreciate you. I don't think you hear it enough. I love you. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go watch in my house on YouTube.
Yeah, get some AC, man. Love
I love you
you.
guys.
Love you too, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
All right, you heard it from Guru, man.
And on that
that
note,
was-
PP, I promised
love
somebody.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to get going early tonight as well. I
No
promised
worries,
somebody
Travis.
I'll help out with around
Yeah,
here,
of
but,
course,
yeah,
man. Yeah.
Kevin, thank you for joining, man. It was great chatting with you. Love when people who are familiar with it, everything like this come around and kind of share their knowledge and wisdom. So really, thank you, Carter, Plur, Michael, of course, PP. It was fun again. To the chat, I saw all the comments earlier. Yeah, I'll admit it. I gave Bill a softball question. I know. I know. I'll take that fall, but I know that there's sometimes everybody else was having great questions. I thought I'd throw something a little bit more fun and energetic out there. So
I love the softball question.
Plur
had me cross-eyed after one of them.
Yeah. Cool, man. Travis, we loved having you on, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
All right,
love you, Travis. Have a good night, bro.
All right, right on. Yeah, thing that was funny was when Bill pointed out that guy in the chat who said that his grandfather fucks. I thought that was the funniest shit.
Incredible.
What are the odds, man? That that's the one. There's 1,000 people fucking writing messages, and that's the one his eye goes to, man. Thanks a lot, chat. No, it's fucking hilarious, man.
I wouldn't have had it any other way, personally.
Yeah.
No,
how long have you been
embodiment of our
asking
chat.
Pulte to be on the show?
So I first reached out to Pulte. Man, when was it, fellas? It was probably like 2 months ago.
May.
Yeah, maybe 2 months ago. And I was like, hey, man, we'd love to have you on the show. And he responded. He said, yeah, I said, when are you going to come on the show? He said, soon. Then, 2 months went by.
He just responded to your DM like instantly?
Today?
No, when you asked him.
No, I comment under his tweets, and that's how he responded to me. He said soon. I said, all right, sounds good. And then, 2 months go by. We haven't heard from him. There was a couple other times where I had tweeted him as well. Didn't get a response. And I was talking to Kaz today, man. I was messaging Kaz on Twitter. I was like, man, I don't think Pulte is going to come on the show. I was like, maybe it's something I said in the past. Maybe something changed. Maybe he doesn't want to come on anymore. And I was a little bummed about it. And Kaz was just like, hold on, PP, just let me try. And he goes and he fucking makes that tweet. And there he came on the show, man. So anybody who's ever shit talked Kaz, man, if it weren't for him, most likely Bill wouldn't have came on the show today, man. So we got to get some love where it's due, man. So he definitely pulled it off. Yeah, he's a king for sure after that one. Kevin, man, we're gonna start moving in some dockets for the end of the night. Is there anything else that you want to, or before we get here, Michael, or Carter or Plur, is there anything else that you wanted to ask Kevin in general about the stock or any bonds or anything in general about maybe the company he runs or anything like that?
I wanted to say at least thanks for coming on, Kevin. I know we've had like kind of interactions in the past and even on Super Stonk in like 2021 and stuff. But the one thing I wanted to bring up is you're friends with Airspud, right?
Yeah, he's watching right now.
Dude, Carter, your mic's making this weird sound. Hold on, all right, let's try that now. Go ahead, Carter.
Sorry, the service is really bad in Laguna right now.
It's
But
making
yeah,
that
Spud.
burping sound thing.
Struggle bus in Laguna.
Yeah, but
First
yeah,
world
but
problems.
Spud's, I know. Spud's a good friend, so like it's just small world that you guys have known each other for a while. So it's just awesome. I wanted to say that, and thanks for coming on. The
You know Spud?
chat's loving it. Yeah,
Cool.
I do. He's a good friend of mine for a while now.
Oh yeah.
Right on. Michael, anything else you want to add, man?
Yeah, I just really appreciate you. I mean, I've been, I don't know, kind of by necessity had to like kind of get into the stocks. I know in med school, someone that didn't get in residency, they went and worked for like some kind of hedge fund or whoever, like evaluating biotech companies. And I was like, would that be a possibility? And anyway, like I just really, it's been a weird journey into this world. And I wish I would have found it before GameStop. But I was wondering, like, one, like, how's the best way to like, do you to follow what the kind of stuff you put out? Like, do you use Reddit a lot or Twitter or?
I use everything.
He's really active on Twitter for sure.
Yeah, and I just started Twitter this year.
Oh yeah.
I joined last year, I think, or something like that, or maybe like when I was like 14. But I got on like this year, and then I had posted the Judy voicemails from Schwab asking me to short my GameStop shares for all my clients, and then like Pulte said, went from like 300 followers to like 200,000 views. When I woke up the next morning, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, no wonder I have so many voicemails from Schwab today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of started that way, and now my business is just focused on protecting all my clients' money from corporate greed.
Right on.
I mean, it's insane. My last two posts on AMC and Adam Aaron and stuff like that, it's insane how many AMC people loved it and hated it at the same exact time. Like they're split between themselves.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And I have all the respect for him, because if January 21 with GameStop had never happened, there wouldn't be a million, I'd say 2 million people searching the internet for discrepancies and errors,
right,
and false things every single day right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the U.S. government doesn't give a shit yet, because there's not enough people to, like, all the money is with the big guys still.
Right.
But this is going to be like a thing where it's compound interest, with the 2 million people tell one person it's 4 million about the corruption out there. And the insider trading with the Pelosi's and stuff like that, it gets to 8 million, and then it'll just compound from there.
Yeah, right. All right, awesome, man. Well, Kevin, we appreciate having you on, man. So far, we still have, excuse me, over 1,100 people tuning in tonight. Kevin, what's something that you want to tell everyone at home, man? The mic is all yours, man. Give us some closing thoughts, man.
Everyone here right now, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right on. All right.
Follow facts and statistics.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say.
And a little dose of tinfoil.
Yep. All opinions are BS, but facts and statistics are always concrete.
Right on. All right. You heard it from Kevin, man. Appreciate having you on the show, man. Let's get some love in the chat for Kevin, man. Appreciate you sitting in with Bill, and appreciate you. What are the odds, man? The day that you're going to come on, man, Pulte wants to come on too. So there you have it, man.
Message me.
Yeah. It's a total trip, man. So glad you're able to sit in on that. I know that was probably legendary. So Kevin, we loved having you on, man. And we appreciate you coming on the show, man.
That was amazing, guys. I appreciate it. Looking forward to the next one.
Cool. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you again on the future, man.
You guys all just not wear t-shirts, and I'll wear a suit, so we can just screw this up all over again.
Yeah, we'll have to do a switcheroo. All right, Kevin.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, take care, man. See you.
Bye.
All right, you heard it from Kevin. Wow, man, what a fucking goddamn day, man. I need a goddamn shot, man. You know?
Yeah.
Almost that whole Pulte interview, I didn't even fucking hit the e-cig, basically. I had to go off screen, and then my wife was watching in the other room. She's like, you know your mic's on, right? I was like, oh, shit. I didn't know that. Fellas, what a night tonight. What are you guys thinking?
What a time to be alive, right?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. You know,
What's okay? I need to mention that Corey tweeted the eyes at 5:51 Pacific, 8:51 Eastern.
yeah.
And then RC's best time to be alive in human history is now tweet, which is the 1 year anniversary tomorrow, was also tweeted at 8:51 Eastern.
Boom.
Wow, what are the fucking odds, man?
I know, it's a coincidence. It's funny.
Carter, do you want to here? Let me give you another link in the chat. Do you want to rejoin? Because you're getting like a demonic.
Yeah.
It's
Let
like
me try this again. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
go.
refresh.
All right, yeah.
In terms of
I don't
tweets,
know.
okay.
Yes.
I'll let in terms of tweets,
Yes.
because this is very short.
Uh-huh.
August. So in terms of that reverse wee wee one that came out, I think the time was like 1:08 according to Carter, and then the cocaine bear was August 1st. So it's interesting if you mimic the time, you flip the time around with my wee wee small. It says August 1st, and then the cocaine bear finally was August 1st as well.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
B, how you doing? Welcome to the PP Show. We having a smoke tonight. B, how you doing? You're on the PP Show.
I'm great. I'm just listening to y'all.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, if you followed Bill's link there, it brought you actually backstage. So we'll go ahead and throw you backstage. You can have VIP access and just enjoy the show from there. All right.
That'd be great. Thanks.
All right. Get some randoms coming in with the link, man. All right, cool. Yeah, tonight was interesting, man. You know, wow. We had Bill on, man. We talked a little bit about Bed Bath & Beyond, Ryan Cohen, Teddy, all of these things, man. It was very interesting tonight. Everything that transpired, man. Just the conversations were fantastic. And, excuse me. My apologies, if I didn't get through everybody's question that's submitted, in the subreddits. It's just like everything's moving so fast. There's a chat full of people. There's tons of people who kept trying to join backstage throughout the show. So it was, a little hard to coordinate at times. But, I think it went well. And Bill actually followed me on Twitter after he left. So maybe we did something right, fellas,
Yeah. Bill, you're absolutely right. And it's interesting because some folks are like, and we'll question like, hey, what was said, what wasn't said, but just like
Sure.
everything else in this play, we read in between the lines.
Yeah.
So after that interview, I'll be honest, like I want to like by myself like ponder or pray or meditate and just really think, because you kind of flipped my world upside down now in terms of like Sue Gov. I still have my notes, I still have my thoughts. But it's just fun when you get a perception from someone like him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't say positive, neutral, or negative, but he just really made me think. That's all.
Yeah, and we have to remember, Bill came on and he could have done the entire interview with his camera off. It's interesting that we got to see him and interact, see his facial expressions, especially when we ask him certain things. I don't know, man. I think that Bill maybe has a little bit more, or maybe just an opinion that maybe he didn't want to share that, maybe could be something in actuality that's happening. But he said, Ryan Cohen is not an idiot for a reason, man. So that's just my take on it.
What did you take his reaction when I asked about Teddy?
Yeah. I noticed that. It's interesting, man, for sure. Just how it kind of transpired. But we're gonna get into some dockets. Michael, would you mind pulling up some dockets for us just to take a glance at? I do need to use the bathroom, so give me just a moment. Michael, if you don't mind checking some dockets. Guys in the chat, let us know what dockets you guys want us to pull up. I think I was looking at a post here. Give me 1 second. I think I was looking at a post here on our subreddit, and I believe someone was talking about a couple dockets that came out. Let me tell you which ones they are. 1534, page 107. And then we also have 1534, hiring tax professionals. So emergence transactions. So I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. And then when I get back, I will read all of these donations. We also had Ace Ventura with another 5 PP Show memberships. Appreciate the love, Ace. Excuse me. And we also had Hank E as well with the 5 PP Show membership. So when I get back, we'll read all of those off. And then we will get into the docket talk. I'll be back in just a moment.
Salvatore said something really good in the chat that I appreciated. Essentially, Salvatore said, like Pulte mentioned on the interview, hey, if you folks, trust me speaking to you right now, you can still have trust in RC. So Salvatore in the chat, thanks for pointing that out, because that's such a really good point.
One thing I just want to say about it was like the feeling that Pulte brought. And it kind of reminded me of like the Narnia books, when Aslan, this great lion, is in there and they feel invincible, and then he's just like kind of gone for a little bit, and they start this war, and then they're like, we can't win this without Aslan, and then it's like, then they decide they're going to fight even if Aslan isn't there, even if he isn't real, and then he comes. And so I don't know, I kind of just feel that way, that it's like, hey, there is an army behind us, and that's just really encouraging. So thank you, Pulte.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Michael, sorry to interrupt you in as you're thinking, Pulte. I just want to let you know I agree with you. Like it's nice to be in a situation where if for example, like we have RC, his letter to the board, someone like Carter who's kind of seen RC's intent for the past 2 to 5 years, or however long you've been in this, Carter, and then essentially it's like, all right, we have his intent, and whether he's in the shadows or not, we have a trust and faith in him based off the relationships that he's made, as well as kind of in between the lines guidance he's giving us. That way it causes a situation where it's like, okay, we have his intent and we're all decentralized. Like we're not, like, I'm an individual, you're an individual, Carter's an individual, PBC's an individual, everyone in the chat's an individual. So I think it makes things so much more powerful when you can't just cut the head off the snake. So really good point, Mike.
Because, he saw the same thing that we feel passionate about. It's like, hey, there's a company, a good company, that's being destroyed because of, executives just, pillaging this company. And that, it could be something great if people, if we could turn that around. And so, it's just kind of interesting that he started that he seeded that idea, and that we latched onto that idea. And even with his absence, it's still like there, that fire is still burning strong. And then to like have Pulte come in and be like, yeah, that fire should still be there because RC lit it.
I just I didn't think today I was gonna wake up and we were gonna have him on the show, man. It's like fucking nuts, absolutely fucking nuts. All right, we have Salvatore with us real quick. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Salvatore. Let's bring him on the show, and then I'll read those tips out, and then we'll get into some docket stuff. Salvatore, how you doing, man? Love that you grace your presence here, man, on the show. How you doing?
I'm great. This is definitely a milestone episode. Blur, great to see you. Carter, great to see you. Yeah. And obviously PP and Michael as well.
Sal.
It is a milestone episode. Personally, the timing of Pulte to come on now, he, as you said, he's been aware of you for 2 months. I'm pretty sure he's been watching. Yeah. His language and his interactions with you guys shows that he's aware.
With Plur, with Plur especially, right? With Plur, especially.
Even with ABC calling him my man, he's aware.
I think so, man. I think he watches the show.
I don't want to say that he knows anything. However, his body language is very innocent. Right. He's not one of these poker face, corrupt CEOs that can lie to your face heartlessly. He's a very philanthropic guy. He's raised well, and that's evident in his body language. So ABC was very clever with the way he worded his question. It was very indirectly direct. He asked something we all wanted to know in a way that Pulte didn't have to give us a direct answer. And when Pulte answered, you could tell he was kind of holding back a smile. He definitely waited to answer. It wasn't just a generic, yes or no kind of thing. And as I said, his body language is very innocent. He's a very pleasant person, you can tell. And I feel very confident. Whether he knows anything or not, he's a great judge of character for Ryan Cohen.
Yeah.
And as he said, if you've trusted Ryan Cohen previously, you've got no reason to not trust him now. Whether the board had blocked him and he couldn't get his way, I believe he's got the experience, tenacity, and long-term planning, and Carl Icahn's fucking proxy solicitors to make sure that this endeavor went through the way that he would have planned out. Whether or not the board cooperated, he's been aware of overpaid executives, and he's aware of the fraud and the scale of it. He's aware of what's happened to Sears, he's aware of Blockbuster, and he's aware of Pets.com. His approach would have factored in these any of these issues.
I think you're right, man. Just him coming on, with his cam on as well. Yeah, to kind of show his expressions, things like that. It was great, man. It was a good ass time.
He dedicated 90 minutes of his day. He's a very busy guy.
I
You've
know,
seen the amount
man.
of
It's
messages he gets.
nuts.
That time allocation, he sees value in this community. And before he left, he said he'll see you guys soon. I think he'll be back. And like I said, this is a milestone episode. This will definitely be rewatched in the future, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously, great job, you guys, all of you, and well done, PP, for getting him on. And Kais as well. I don't like the way he does certain things. However, he did get him on, so that's really good. And it just, it's great for the community, all of it.
Right on. Cool.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
You notice how Carl, how he said that he knew Carl from the past.
Yeah, that's right. And he knows the type of guy Carl is, and he doesn't take shit. He is ruthless, and he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to hop off now. Great show, guys. Well done. And
Cool.
obviously everyone listening as well.
All right, man. You heard it from
Cheers, Sal.
Salvatore, man. Appreciate
Take care.
having you on. All right, let's take a look at some of these dockets, man. We got roughly about 20 minutes left of the show, and then we'll do all the tips. I'll read every single message. Typically we just read the person and the tip, but I'll read the person, tip, and the message because we missed them obviously earlier today. So just stick around, man. If you want me to read that out to the chat here. So yeah, man. Let's see. So this is which docket is this? 1538. Is that right? I can't hear you, Michael. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. So which one did you want, actually?
So
this
someone,
one had
which
Reddit
one
post
is
on it?
Okay, so this is the tax stuff. So
hiring tax professionals, emerging transaction.
All right. So what it says here is a tax restructuring engagement letter pursuant to the terms and conditions of the tax restructuring engagement letter. Dealite Tax will provide tax advisory services in connection with the debtor's restructuring as follows. Advise the debtors as they consult with its legal and financial advisors on the cash tax effects of restructuring, bankruptcy, and post-restructuring tax profile, including transaction costs and or plan of reorganization tax costs and the cash tax effects of the Chapter 11 cases, and emergence transaction, including obtaining an understanding of the debtor's financial advisor's valuation model to consider the tax assumptions contained therein. Advise the debtors regarding the restructuring and bankruptcy emergence process from a tax perspective, including analyzing various structuring alternatives and modification of debt. Advise the debtors on the cancellation of indebtedness, income for tax purposes under Internal Revenue Code IRC Section 108, including cancellation of debt income generated from a restructuring, bankruptcy, emergence transaction, and or modification of the debt. Advise the debtors on post-restructuring tax attributes and post-bankruptcy tax attributes, tax basis in assets, tax basis in subsidiary stock and net. Operating loss carryover, so those are the nulls, available under applicable tax regulations and reduction of such attributes based on the debtor's operating projections. including a technical analysis of the effects of Treasury Regulation Section 1.1502-28 and the interplay with IRC Sections 108 and 1017. Advise the debtors on the tax consequence resulting from a Section 382 ownership change, including analyzing the net built-in gain or net built-in loss position. If eventually applicable, advice the debtors on the effects of tax rules under IRC Sections 382.15 and 16 pertaining to the post-bankruptcy net operating loss carryovers and limitations on the utilization and the debtor's ability to qualify for IRC Section 382.15. Also, Life Relationship had something to say about this too. He was in the chat. Life, if you're still out there, we'll post you a link in the chat here if you want to come on. I know he was talking about one of these dockets here. So Elling 85 with the 59 knock. Pulte looked like a boy losing his virginity when excited Carter asked him about Teddy. Yeah, it was real interesting, man, for sure. PP, level up the mods. All right. Everyone's getting the level up, man, for the Pulte interview.
I also did 13,000 shares today, by the way.
13,000 shares. Holy cow. Michael. A PP level up.
I got my dad to buy some. He bought like 6,000 shares.
Right on. Right on. Love it, man. Love it. Oh, yeah. All right.
I was
so
just looking to see what was highlighted from this post. Maybe I'll just share this tab.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't we see it?
Specifically.
So it was the emergence transaction. It was restructuring bankruptcy and bankruptcy emergence transaction. But yeah, but they skipped the one that we just read where
I think that was something that Kevin was saying was like, this emergence, right? Like that the bankruptcy emergence, like that the acquisition company, he's like, oh, that's what they just do. Is it's just easy to like start with a fresh slate. So they just kind of switch it over to, just the name, I guess, the LLC or whatever.
Right. What else does this post have? Is this just what it highlighted here was the restructuring? Okay. So basically the nulls, stuff like that. Ask her what broker. You went to Fidelity, didn't you?
Yeah, well, to buy them today.
But your shares are still in transition right now. To
Fidelity. So just the other ones over.
You'll be good, man. They'll get there safely.
There was so what I can pull up his DD relationship.
Let's take a look at it and I can read through it. Let's see. We'll read through that DD and then we can start bringing the show to a close after that. How's that sound? Man, what a fucking day, man. I didn't think I was going to wake up and fucking Bill's going to be on the show, man. Fuck. That's nuts, man. Fuck. What a crazy fucking night. Not only that, we had Kevin on too, man. It's like two big fucking guys, man, in one night. Also, Biggie was going to come by at some point too, but I think the chat was like so fucking full in the backstage. Biggie was like, he was thinking about coming on too. So, man,
I just realized something about
we're still on the same. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
It could be like his like philanthropy is like it's like, hey, like I'm sharing this video and they're going to tell you to like you might buy this stock and you could essentially give yourself
yeah. There was some good conversation out of there, man.
Let's see.
Over 2K viewers. Yeah, it was like 2,300, man. It's the most we ever had, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, PP, I can't imagine too, because I look a lot of times, and just because I subscribe to you, and you're like one of 3 people I subscribe to. Mm-hmm. I subscribe to Michael also, and Kai's, and maybe like one other person. But in the past, you'll see like 2,000 to 4,000 views an episode or whatever it is after the stream. A stream like this, man, I'm kind of curious to see in 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, that was nuts, man. That was a good ass time. I'll post Citizen in here with us too. So yeah, that was the post that I think we just went over. And there was one other one. I think it was right above that one. Yeah, can we? Yeah, the top one right there. Docket 1534. Or no, is that actually? Oh, that's the one we just looked at.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, it was. Oh no, they were 15.
Yeah, I suggested that people look at the 1531, but I didn't realize that was about that was about Harmon.
Okay,
I mean, there
someone
might be some good stuff in there though.
Okay, I think someone in the chat also said 1538. Is there a docket 1538?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one.
This is the one someone said we should take a look at. I think they said page 107, I want to say. SM says, Sam, this is a normal time to wind down the show. Yeah, for sure. I agree. We're just going to kind of look over a little bit of docket stuff, then we'll probably start bringing the show to a close.
I don't know what, there's not 107.
Okay, then that's my fault. Who was the guy in the chat who said docket 1538? There was something in there that they said it was worth checking out. What is this that we have here? Leases?
It looks like, let's see, approving procedures to reject executory contracts and unexpired leases, granting related relief.
Okay, go to the very top and let's see what the gist of this docket is. So it says it right there. Hold on, scroll down a little bit. Oh, wait, is that not the top? Yeah, approving the rejection of certain executory contracts and or unexpired leases and the abandonment of certain personal property. All right, right on. So basically just more lease stuff. 1534 PP. I think we were just on 1534. I think we covered it, right?
I mean, what else was there? I mean, there might have been more stuff on 1534.
It was the tax stuff, yeah. It looks like Life is here backstage. Let's go ahead and pull in Life and let's see what he thinks. Life, what's going on, man? Life. Hey, Life, we can't hear you. Yeah, maybe Life can explain a little bit more. PP 1534, page 107. Oh, yeah, okay. We already covered that. That was the tax emergent stuff.
Oh, this is 134. So 107. We didn't get to 107.
Oh, we didn't. Okay.
Page 6.
All right. Okay, let's get down to 107 on there. I think Life is going to rejoin.
And I mean, one thing that was kind of cool on an earlier doc, it took me a while to figure out which one it was, but it was the one that said that the debt was now 1.8 billion. So yes. I guess like they had got it down to 1.7. We sold some contracts, but then I guess that's kind of more of a finalized number as far as right now, which I mean, their assets should be more than that. I mean, I'd have to check another filing, but their assets seem to be 2.2 billion.
So what's 107 say here?
Sorry. All right, there we go. Scope of services. Oh,
PPCs. I'm glad you asked about That's like on my mind nonstop.
Yeah, and you notice, Plur, when we asked that, he said, "I can't answer that."
That's wild, and that's why
he said, "I cannot answer." What do you mean? What the fuck does it mean? That was fucking nuts, man. A lot of stuff that was alluded to. That again, speculation, right? Opinion. It is what it is. All right, so scope of services. Daylight Tax has agreed to perform the services set forth related to tax matters arising in connection with client's debt restructuring and or bankruptcy filing. The services as requested by client and agreed to by the Daylight Tax as follows. Advise client as it consults with its legal and financial advisors on the cash tax effects of restructuring bankruptcy and the post-restructuring tax profile, including transaction costs and or plan of reorganization tax costs and the cash tax effects of the Chapter 11 filing and emergence transaction, including obtaining an understanding of client's financial advisor's valuation model to consider the tax assumptions contained therein. Advise client regarding the restructuring and bankruptcy emergence process from a tax perspective, including analyzing various structuring alternatives and modification of debt. Advise client on the cancellation of indebtedness income for tax purposes under Internal Revenue Code IRC Section 108, including cancellation of debt income generated from a restructuring bankruptcy emergence transaction and or modification of the debt. advise client on post-restructuring tax attributes, and post-bankruptcy tax attributes, tax basis and assets, tax basis and subsidiary stock, and net operating loss carry overs available under applicable tax regulations, and the reduction of such attributes based on clients' operating projections, including a technical analysis of the effects of Treasury Regulation Section 1.150220-28 and the interplay with IRC sections 108 and 1017. Advise client on the tax consequences resulting from a Section 382 ownership change, including analyzing the next built-in gain or net built-in loss position. Interesting. So ownership change, we have a board where we have a bunch of people being fired today as well, which a lot of people were speculating. The reason a lot of these people were let go is because if there is actually a takeover occurring and they are going to replace those positions, there's really no need for some of these people. And again, we did see in another docket that they were hiring or they were taking some of these employees and hiring them for the new company as well. So you got to ask yourself, in typical liquidation, things like that, they just fire everybody, they get rid of everyone, they liquidate the shit, and there you have it. So it's interesting stuff. So, all right, awesome, man. We'll start bringing the show to a close, man. Why don't we start with Carter, man? Give us some closing thoughts, Carter. What a time, man, to be alive. Let's hear. Are you outside of like a movie theater?
And it's kind of like it's an art festival. I'm not gonna say too much.
Okay, right on, man. No worries.
Talk on location, but yeah. I remember this one Friday night that we did, a Friday night, June 30th.
Yeah.
The Pulte, I signed off. It was like 2:56 a.m. Eastern, and then right as I signed off, I saw someone with the channel name Pulte just sent the eyes. I don't know if you remember that, but I thought it was really interesting.
Oh yeah. I think I do remember that. Yeah.
That's when you did the little dance.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, it was great to see Pulte here. I think it's just hilarious that Kaz was the one that kind of ushered him to come on out of everybody.
I know, it's hilarious.
He said he loved Kaz too.
Yeah.
He loves Kaz.
Yeah, because I've always said it, man. A lot of even really early days of the show when there was only like 100 people watching, people were like, PP, stop bringing Kaz on. Stop bringing Kaz on. He's crazy. But dude, he's a fucking character, man, and he has passion, and you can't replicate that kind of passion, man. So when people would say that, I just ignore him. Like, whatever, man. I like Kaz, and if I like him, it's my show. He's coming on the damn show. So there you have it.
Absolutely, he's gonna go down, and he'll be known after this play. That's for sure.
Right on. Yeah.
So that was awesome. He'll be back on soon, I'm sure. So
good.
We'll see.
All right. Cool, man. You heard from Carter. Appreciate having you on the show, man.
My pleasure, dude. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Take care. See ya. Plur, man. Let's hear some thoughts, man. Bill really took a liking to Plur, man. Joking with Plur a lot, and I'm sure, some of the crazy tinfoil, man, that you were pulling up was, you should have seen, or you saw, the look on Bill's face, man. He's just sitting there like, man, these guys really dig deep. I mean, as deep as one can go, man. Plur, give me some thoughts, man. What you think about interacting with Bill tonight, and some closing thoughts for the chat, man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I think he's a true professional. I think he's a awesome philanthropist. I can't even pronounce it. Can you help me out with that word?
Philanthropy.
Yeah,
philanthropy.
There we
go. He's
philanthropist.
Awesome,
yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that he doesn't do it for political means. As I said yesterday to Kai's, a lot of folks like Bill Gates and even, Warren Buffett has a reputation of doing it. It's like a means to an end politically.
Yeah.
But Pulte, he was just raised right and raised with a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he's doing it to essentially change the world. And at the same time, he's doing this and still finding a way to make money. So it goes to show you could still be a good person and successful and still not be a parasite and still bring good to the fucking world.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Malone, he's extremely professional. I love the fact that he brought up the Attitude Era, the Generation X from 1990s. Because he's right. We all used to do the Heartbreak Kid, Sweet Chin music. Got 2 words for you. Suck it with wishing there was fireworks behind us, but they never come kind of thing.
Right.
So,
yeah.
the both guests were extremely real. PP, Michael, you too. You guys did an amazing job tonight.
Good.
And it's just so crazy to see, like, just even you, PP, as a host, how much you've grown in these last like 6 to 8 months of actually hosting your own show. And I'm so proud of you.
Good.
I'm so happy to be
Appreciate
here.
it, man.
And with that, have a good night and thank you so much.
Right on, Plur. Appreciate the kind words, man. We appreciate having you on the show.
Night.
All right, take care. Yeah, man, it's really the community, man. It's always the community has grown, and I remember a time when my wife had some issues with her heart, and I was new to the sub, and I was making meme videos, and I told people, look, like, there's some shit going on, some real shit, and I can't really produce the meme videos right now. And I was met with a lot of love from the community. I've never seen something like that before. I've never been a part of a community like this, and it took me by surprise. So, me personally, when people thank me for doing the show, or they say, PP, we love what you do and stuff like that, it's really because I know the community is so great, man, and it's like, when I was a nobody making fucking meme videos, the community had my back. So of course, tenfold, I'm gonna return the favor, man. So that's why I love doing the show, and I'm glad that the people who tune in, the people who love the show, and who've watched me for so long, whether it be meme videos or followed me as long as they have, it's due to the community, man. Because we've grown, and you guys have always been there. You guys are funny as hell, and I love doing it. So I'm really glad that we were able to bring on Bill, man. I mean, wow. And also Kevin. I mean, this show, and we just had Ross too this week too. So, it's just in general, man, it's been fantastic. We got a guy backstage, Frankie, and he joined with something that says sex. Right on, man. It's not on the screen here. Unfortunately, you're stuck backstage where nobody else can see it. Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
I think that's the thing, coming back to community is so for me, like I'm excited about the financial windfall that I see is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also, even more than that, I'm really excited for the infrastructure for society that I see the change as far as like actually, helping people get to work, and like the idea of just like what society, like build a platform so that, people are referring themselves to their friends, or referring businesses to friends, because they really believe in it. And I think that right now so much money is wasted on advertising and all these things.
Yeah.
When really, if you just build, you work hard and you build a good product, that people are going to talk to each other. I mean, my dad actually had a construction business. He actually built really nice custom homes.
Yeah.
And he never did any advertising because, people, like, word of mouth would just spread,
It's funny you say that. My dad's the same way. He does tile and granite, and he's never done any advertising, owns his own business for 50 plus years. And yeah, it's word of mouth is what it is.
And that's what it should be, because, we're a community, and people should notice, and they should talk about things. You should ask your friends, hey, well, who do you know that does tile, or who do you know that designs custom houses, or
right.
And I just like that it's coming back to that, because just I think we've lost so much, and I think that also on top of that, now that this windfall is coming, that I think that we're going to be motivated to kind of pay back what Ryan Cohen did and what Pulte did for us, to help us have this financial windfall and kind of do that philanthropy. Because they don't need to do anything, right? I mean, they have plenty of money. Like, they could just be chilling, in the Caribbean.
They could fuck off to the Caribbean and literally not have to ever lift a finger or do anything the rest of their lives, but they want to help people, and that shows character, who they are as people. So yeah, I agree with you, Michael. Cool. Appreciate having you on, man. We'll see you tomorrow night, Michael.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, right on. Take care.
You too.
All right, see ya. Sun Devil, what's going on, man? You're the last guest of the night. Make it good, man. How you doing, man?
Fucking super hype, PP. How are you doing?
Right on. Me's fucking too, man. Bill and Kevin was just on the show, man. Ross the other day, like, God damn, man. I need to take a breather, man.
you sound like you need a well-deserved rest, my man. That was Ross was unbelievable. Pulte out of the park. Maloney, great stuff, PP.
Yeah, excellent stuff, man. Yeah, did you buy more Sun Devil, or are you just holding the same amount?
Fucking level me up, brother.
How many shares?
3,500,741.
Wow. Let's get. All right, Sun Devil, you got your power up for the night, man. How would you like to, what would you like to say? What's on your mind? Some closing thoughts as we bring the show to a close tonight, man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Plur was saying about Pulte and his I can't say it either. Negligible.
Philanthropy, right?
Philanthropy is philanthropic.
Philanthropic topic.
Not even Friday yet.
There's no one else here, Sun Devil, to help us, man. All the smart guys left for the night.
His philanthropy, yes, but you can say philanthropic endeavors.
Yes.
Anyways, it's teampulte.com. I've given there before. Post Moas obviously would love to give some more. Do what you can. He helps a lot of great people. And closing thoughts. I mean, I don't know how we're not fucking emptying the bank accounts. They literally say they're hiring employees into the new company. I mean, what the fuck? Let's fucking go.
Hey, I'm excited, man. For me, it's zero or hero, man. And until I see zero on my fucking screen, that's when I will say, look, maybe we were wrong after all. But until then, I'm bullish, man. I believe in Ryan Cohen. And look, especially this fucking interview with Bill has got me jacked tonight, man. So, I'm not worried one bit, Sun Devil.
Yeah. It was interesting that I picked up from him listening to that. And I want to go back and rewatch it again tonight. Is I knew he had shares in Twitter.
Yes,
but he kind of alluded like he was an investor, and he's been really pushing the X transformation and X philanthropy. Said that one right, chat. Go fuck yourselves. I love chat. Shout out to chat, man. They always bring it.
I know they'll fucking kill you, man, if you're not on your A game.
Right, and he had some interesting thoughts on DRS, and ABC had some great points about that. I actually have some shares of BBBYQ at AST, but I keep the bulk of my stable at Fidelity. So
yeah, cool. Well,
all right, brother.
All right, you heard it from Sun Devil, man. Appreciate having you on.
Night.
All right,
you too. Chat.
All right, take care.
Bye.
There you have it, man. The fucking PP show. Wow, what a fucking time tonight, man. Or better yet, what a time to be alive, fellas. Holy shit. Kevin, Ross, fucking Bill Pulte, man. What the fuck? This is a day we've been dreaming about for a long time, fellas. It came a lot faster than we realized, right? Shit. I swear to God, man, I woke up this morning. I did not think that this was going to go down. This is fucking nuts. Yes, we are going to go over all of those tips right now. Appreciate all the fucking love tonight, man. Whether you bought memberships, tuned in, tipped, whatever it may be. I love having you guys here with me, man. And I wouldn't fucking change anything in the world otherwise, man. So let me read out these tips with the messages since we missed them earlier, fellas. So Thule also in the chat was getting on to me about it. PP, read my chat. We're going over it now, okay? Every single one we missed. So we got from MB Chrono, $50 tip. Appreciate the love, my man. You cleaned up nicely. Hey, man, you got to dress to impress. Sam I am with the $2. We came a long way, LFG PP. Yes, we did, Sam. Yes, we did. And I guarantee you Sam wrote that while he was most likely driving his truck. We got Elling85 with the 25 knock. Good luck today from me and my friend Shugma Balls. Appreciate the love, Elling. Ryan Farble with the 5. First date, kind of nervous. Yeah, man, it was kind of nerve-wracking in the beginning. Hold on 1 second here. We also had me with the $2. Why you dressed as a shill and not a dildo salesman? Let me tell you something, me. When I walk in and sell 50 goddamn dildos, you think I wear a goddamn astronaut when I do so? I walk in looking like the fucking king of the town, man, all right? Walk in there, you drop a fucking box of dildos, and fucking money starts flowing, man, all right? Fucking dressed as a shill. Love it. John with the $2. Cigar fund. Right on. All right, that's going to go to a cigar from John, man. So the next time we have a cigar, make sure you thank John. Appreciate the love. Salty Lizard with the $5. Tips early, fam. Shh. Class will be in session. Right on, Salty. Appreciate the love. Crushed Orchid with the $100 tip. Holy shit, man. $25 for Kaz's internet. $25 for PPC's Bed Bath and Bed Bath and Beyond War Chest. Appreciate it, man. That's what it's going to go to. $50 for the Pulte X Philanthroy Fund. Right on, Crushed Orchid. Right the fuck on. We had Beyond Uranus with the 142 tip. Appreciate the love, realize. We had Apple Balls with the $5. Someone needs to fix the link. Yeah, man, it must have been fucked up. There were so many people joining. Me with the $2. Chat, hit that like button. Let's get 1K likes. Right on, man. John with the $2. I like the live stream. Did you? Right on. Appreciate the love, John. Ramez with the $50 tip with a sticker, man. Appreciate the love, Ramez. Ramez again with the $20 tip with no message. Appreciate the love, man. Maffles with the 69. Hi, Pulte. You remind me of my dad, and I want to follow his steps as well. Thanks for the inspiration and for what you do. It's always about the people. Right on, Maffles. Appreciate the love. And I'm sure he saw it. You know, if he saw that one comment in there, I'm sure he definitely saw a lot of the comments. If you guys were donating, I'm definitely sure that he read those. Crazy Habanero with the $2. Tell Pulte Harry says hi. Right on, Crazy. Jay Superb with the $5. You made something great, PP. You should be incredibly proud of yourself. Thank you, Pulte and Malone, for taking the time to show up and talk. God bless. Right on, man. Appreciate the love. Jamie with the 5. Thank you, Mr. Pulte, for sharing your time this evening and for all that you do to help people in need. Animals and children must be protected at all costs. Right on, man. Control Chaos with the $20. Ask about PP Land by Pulte Homes. When do we break ground? Interesting. I didn't know PP Land was a thing, man. I have to get in on that. Bed Bath & Beyond Millionaire with the $10. Pulte, would you invest in Bed Bath & Beyond, or are you already has a position? So he said he did not, but he did say, he could if he wanted to. Frodo with the $5 tip. Pulte, I just want to say that I appreciate your generosity towards those who need it. Thank you for helping those that deserve it. Right on, man. King Weenie with the $2. Being in Chapter 11, is there anything stopping RC? Bobby Hill with the $5. Pulte, what is your Mount Rushmore of founders? Right on, man. Appreciate the love, fellas. Mo Money with the $2. Why are we talking about custard delight? Right on, Mo Money. Appreciate the love. Yeah, this conversation's got kind of nuts, man, with some of the tinfoil. JJ with the 5. Bill, or is it Fire Marshal Bill? Bed Bath Q 42069 DFV into house. Right on, man. Appreciate the love. Thunderous Queefer with the $5. Plur looking sharp. You're damn right he did. Kendra with the $5. Ignore the haters, Plur. Do your weird cow. Right on, Kendra. Appreciate the love. Mo Money with the $2. No teeth because of custard delight. All right, right on. Control Chaos with the 50. Bill, I'm a 23-year retired Air Force veteran and Gold Star family member. Thank you for all your support of the veterans. Please be careful. Unfortunately, there are corrupt veteran organizations. I'll gladly help you navigate through them at zero cost. Right on. You heard it from Control Chaos. Mo Money with the 2. He needs a custard delight. Mo Money really needs some custard, man, tonight. The Cheese with the $2. Is Bill Pulte bullish on Bed Bath Q? Control Chaos with the $50. In my opinion, charities need to keep their cost below 20% and ensure 80% goes toward the cause. A great example of getting it right is Tunnel for Towers. Have your people contact my people. PP is my people. Right on, man. Appreciate the love. Empower with the $5. Bill, Marine Combat Vet here. When Bed Bath and GME pops, I'm going to open up free PTSD treatment centers across the country. Right on, Empower. Love to hear it. The Cheese with the $2. I'm crying at work thanks to Pulte. Art Lopez with the $5. Revolution. Right on, man. Mo Money with the 2. Why is Plur grabbing a floating Bobby? Crazy Habanero with the $2. Bill, can you look at Dominique McDonald's GFM? Bromwell with the $100 tip. Bill, do you have a place where individuals can go to make a donation to your philanthropy efforts? Right on. Thunderous Queefer with the $5. Plur asking the right questions. The Cheese with the $2. Ryan is in the same room with Pulte, giggling. Thunderous Queefer with the $5. Pulte, are you related to Skarsgård brothers? There is a resemblance. John with the $5. Thanks, Bill. The alien guy with the $5. Thanks, PP. Doing the Lord's work. LFG. Great moderation and good vibes all around. Right on, man. Really appreciate that. Not evil. Not Levy. He told me his name one time. Not level ions. I can't remember, dude. Not Levy Lion, something like that. Five with the $5. I'm so hard right now. It won't go down. Need help. You probably took one of those gas station pills, man. Thunder's Queefer with the $10. Kevin and Plur need to do a singlet competition. Right on. Kendra with the $2. Plur be like. And he's writing in his notebook. Thunder's Queefer with the $2. Plur's notebooks need to be in the PP Museum. Right on. Thunderous Queefer with the $5. Daylight. Right on. Kendra with the $5. I don't see nearly enough love for the artwork that was just shared with all of you heathens. Right on. Luck and Fan with the 5. Docket 1534, page 7. Daylight to advise debtors of Knowles. Control Chaos with the 20. Life relationship at PP Show sounds like what RC needs to represent an alt Chapter 11 bypassing BOD's plan in an objection to disclosed statement, conditional approval that the requires BOD's exclusivity period. Kevin's thoughts on this, which we asked. Maffles with the $150 tip, man, and a heart. Appreciate the love, Maffles. Thunderous Queefer with the 5. Plur, you complete me. Kendra with the 2. Finally, get it, Plur. 4 Bros Tube with the $2. Is Plur wearing pants? Thunderous Queefer with the 2. Yes, Cardi's burp mic. All right, man. Then we had some PP Show members. Let me go ahead and read off the members real quick, and then we'll bring the show to a close here. Newest members of the PP Show, man, are Sherlock, Chocolate, Taxon, The Man, Sam, James, Bobby, Cameron, Charlotte, Purple Rings, Edge, Davidus, Mastermind, Bagel, Wickley, Consolidated, Freely, JH, HS Barian, Eric, Hector, Border, Jason, Tony, Nick, Possum, Avoidable, TG, Nola, Tracy, Ryan, Leo, Kelly, Vlad, Luminous, Dirty, Jeb Stewart, Sunken, Rick, Nihil, Drew Wood, and Rob G. Man. Appreciate the fucking love tonight, fellas. Wow. What a fucking time to be alive, man. You know, we started with fucking 20 people watching this show, man. There's still 730 people tuning in still tonight. Over fucking 2,300 fucking people, man. Oh, Thule, where's yours? My bad, Thule. I think it's because I had this pulled up late there. And we also had Thule with the 222, GG, and Thule with the 741. Praise God. Nin Pokez with the $5. Mo Money with the 2, and Elling with the 59 knock. Pulte looked like a boy losing his virginity. All right, yeah, man, fucking right on, man. What a fucking time to be alive, man. Alex says, who is the big guest tomorrow? I don't know, man. We're going to have to figure out somebody, man, you know, because now we're on a roll. So, fuck. We're going to have to try for RC next, man. So, you know, we just keep going up the ladder, man, you know, and we bring on people and have a good ass time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the night tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, the show, man, bringing on the guests and things like that, man. So, and it was real interesting, man. You know, only the young, you know, what the fuck is only the young? What's up with the cigar shit too? You know, a lot of unanswered questions, but, you know, again, this whole show is speculation. So make of it what you will of whatever Pulte had to say about those topics. We're all just speculating at the end of the day, man. So appreciate having everybody on, from Kevin to Bill, to my guests, Plur, my regulars too, on here, ABC especially. Wow. What a fantastic time, man. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Appreciate everybody who donated some memberships and also tipped and tuned in. I will cut the clip tonight. So probably in the next hour or two, you guys should have just the clip with Pulte, and then I'll also make a separate clip with Kevin. So we'll have 2 clips going up that both kind of break down both interviews that we had on the show tonight. So other than that, man, appreciate the love tonight, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Good luck, man, in the markets tomorrow, man. And again, thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight and had a good time. A lot of the love goes out to the community in the chat, man. We love what we do here. And again, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, man. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. CT. Bless you, baby. We'll see you at 7 p.m. CT tonight, man. Other than that, have a great rest of your night, fellas, and we'll see you then. Peace. Oh, yeah. We didn't do any dildo slaps tonight, man. How about the chat gets a big old slap, man? Enjoy the dildo mushroom stamp, man.